Welcome to Tuber Chat. Whether you're working on your first 1,000, 2,000, or even 10,000 subscribers and beyond, you've come to the right place. We're going to introduce you to some of the most influential content creators that can help to get your channel moving beyond your first 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. The very first channel that we're looking at today is somebody we actually featured recently. Dawn's channel has been a long-time dear friend. She is on all the time with Steph's from the Grove's Bargain Emporium. These creators often do live auctions where they put items on the screen. You can bid during the stream, and that kind of format has become more popular over the years, so it's great that they've had the foresight to do that kind of thing. Dawn's channel will do a lot of cooking and bring variety on her channel as well. But the reason why I'm featuring this channel right this second is because I was just lucky enough yesterday to have caught them while I was doing some community posts. And I'll just show you something for a quick second here. You can do your community posts in advance. And so I always do that. And you can see that I set these up. I usually share for somebody every 2 hours. It's not just members. It's not just Superchatters. It's a little bit of everything. Everybody gets a bit of a share here depending on how active they are in the chat. And I keep statistics all the time. But as you look through a lot of these posts, of course, I'm going to post our live streams when they happen every 3 days. But you'll notice a few hours ago, I had set one up for Dawn's channel here. And what I had noticed is that this creator at that very moment was at 999 subscribers. So I went into my personal channel to make sure I subscribed to them. And I was so excited to be their number 1,000 because it's really rare when you can catch somebody and actually be a milestone subscriber for them. So I thought that was really, really cool. And Dawn's channel's been a generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter here. And this creator's got some shorts on the channel featuring more variety, getting into 1,300, 1,800, and beyond, and then live stream. She happens to be live right this second, but this is what I mean. A couple days ago, there she is with Steph from the Grove's Bargain Emporium, and they've got lots of panels, lots of friends all the time. So let's spin the wheel. We'll get a next channel ready to go and see who's coming up. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like. Yeah, thank you, Jay and Knight. That's another fellow Canadian over in Hamilton or close to that area, a city I actually pass through very often these days. The channel that we've got on the screen right now, Matt and Mouse, also fellow Canadians, but from a different province. Scratch and PPA, Just Jason Keto, and Jesse Journals and Unboxes are all here along with Michael's Adventures as beloved and dedicated moderators. The Gen X Effect was here early with Rita Crystal Dragon Creations, and Chocolate Drop 84 is here as well. So I haven't quite got my head around these handles yet. We just had them for the first time on Tuber Chat the other day. And while I probably know 90% of the channel's names to go along with those handles, I'm unsure how I'm going to address everybody. But the best idea is probably to address everybody by their handle so everybody knows who on earth I'm talking about in the chat. So we'll see if I can do that without messing them up too much. Forgive me, Driving Daily, I think you were live twice today. I think you were live on your other channel, Real Thoughts Project, and I missed that by like 22 seconds when I sat down to the computer today. And then I think he was live on Driving Daily after as well. Lisa J. Stocks is here. I'm going to get them onto the wheel. We always put members and moderators on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. I see SK Manly Gaming is in the house. Rushing When Mountain is here. Bell's Whisper Farmstead was early in the door. Handicapped Traveler has been with us a while today already. Nesha Antoinette is in the house. Cyber Insanity, good to see you back. Consume the Goodness is here. Booby Goats, good to have you in the house. That's a channel I just subscribed to actually over the last day or two. And then, if you see Amy K is here. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. I think Nikki Silver Stacker is also in the house. They're a member, so I'll put them on the wheel. We'll get spinning again in another moment. Auntie Jan's Rocks and Raccoons is here. And then Matt and Mouse is up on the screen. So this is a channel we were introduced to by Just Jason Keto. Just over a year ago, they did a special live stream called a Homestead Hangout, and a few of Jason's most supportive followers as channel owners joined him on a panel. Matt and Mouse was there, and they've been here in the Superchat family ever since. So I certainly do appreciate that introduction, but the friendship that they're bringing here in the community as well. I was taken away with this channel right away. They do a really good job. You'll notice they've got a professional website set up, so they're taking their channel and their business really seriously. When we look at what they're doing on the channel, they've got a 149 square foot cabin out in the wilderness, not too far from the water. They show it all that it takes to look after that, how to make it comfortable, cozy, the visitors that they have, and some of the challenges they have to deal with, like the internet connections and weather and things like that. So I see they've got a brand new video, Winter Prep. This will be interesting for somebody like me to see, because I haven't had to be responsible for anything like that. I aspire to one day, so I'm going to put that video into a special playlist I have. I call it my catch-up list, but it's so that I can keep caught up or get caught up with creators, and playlists can be a great tool for that. When we look at Matt and Mouse, we see that these creators are both dynamic hosts. They have a wonderful chemistry between the two of them, of course, but 1,500, 1,600, 1,700 views on some of these shorts and climbing, which is great, and a couple of live streams. There's the Homestead Hangout we were talking about, and then they did one a month ago. Unfortunately, I missed that, but we've got notification bells on for every single channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other and making sure we catch as much content from each other as possible as well. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. And look at that, the wheel is listening to what I'm saying today. It's an AI-powered wheel today, I guess. But Just Jason Keto, I was just talking about hosting that Homestead Hangout live stream where we met Matt and Mouse. And a heartbreaking moment. I thought I was going to get a chance to meet up with Jason for what would be the 4th time tomorrow, and I just got word a couple of hours ago that my day has changed tomorrow, so I won't be in his area as long as I was hoping. Joe Fix It For You, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Blair R1K, good to have you here as well. Jose Fantasticville is a longtime friend. They're listening in, but thank you for that. I do appreciate every moment everybody can spend, even if you're running the stream in the background, as a couple of our friends do, or just popping in to say hello and give a thumbs up. Those always help, of course. And then hopefully what will happen is Just Jason Keto will join me and a few other creators when we get together with Scott from Rambling with the Brooms in January. We've gotten together before, and we'll try to get a couple more people together. Just Jason Keto is going to help us with healthy eating, healthy living. He wants to inspire us on the way into the channel, including with his banner that he updates frequently. This creator's got a second channel now where he started to park a lot of the variety in videos that otherwise wouldn't fit within the keto-based diet or lifestyle that he focuses on here, and I'll show you that in a moment. But over here, what we get to see is a lot of recipes and product reviews that are going to help us understand the ingredients that are included in some of these things and how they're going to affect us. What I've always liked about Jason's recipes, whether they're chaffles or for anything else, is that they only ever feature a few ingredients, and they're literally simple and easy to make. This creator will do typical, traditional product reviews as well, like an ice cream maker here. He has done the Dash Minis not too long ago, a vacuum sealer, barbecue is something he revisits every year. And when you can think about the idea of evergreen content, something that doesn't necessarily age, recipes are a fantastic idea, but even product reviews can be revisited. You can start with something today and then say next year, how is it going? And then the year after that, hey, is this still relevant? And these kind of things, and bring new content into something that has otherwise passed by, let's just say. So Just Jason Keto is probably responsible for making over 100 chaffle recipes by now. And like I said, he does do some variety. So he does a hummingbird cam video about once a year for everybody. He is known to take us traveling whenever he visits another city, whether it's Niagara Falls or somewhere in the United States, and he's been known to head out hundreds of miles away to get informative content from places like Keto Palooza. He's got a lot of guests on the channel. They join him for videos and live streams. Rockin' Coach Amy was on there recently. Kendra from Consume the Goodness is there regularly, and then often Jason is live streaming himself. He's on every Thursday at 7:30 Eastern, whether he's on his own or whether he has got a guest with him. Either way, he's got a vibrant community that helps with questions and comments when we have them in the chat. And then he's got shorts on his channel as well. These have gotten now into 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, on the way to 7,000 views. One of them over 22,000, which I've seen, and I promise you it's entertaining and worth a 15-second watch for sure. What we're going to look at right now is his second channel called Just Jason. See if I can do this properly. I'm not doing it properly. You gotta learn to type differently now that we're not using spaces and names and we're using handles more often. Thank you for the highlighted milestone message, Jesse. By the way, Jesse Journals and Unboxes. Ronnie Adventures, good to see you in the house. Crafty Witch 232. Andy, are you going live tonight at 9 o'clock by any chance? I'm just curious. I'm trying to mix these raids up a little bit. We know that Michael's Adventures is on every day after 8 o'clock. But I've been moving the raids around a little bit. Butterroll Boutique is here. Fuzzy Adventures 1990 is also in the house. And then we'll see if they're going to be on, if they might be right after Tuber Chat by any chance. Just Jason Keto has brought us a second channel here. So like I said, Just Jason is the name of the channel. It's Just Jason is the handle. And he will bring everything that he is going to film that doesn't fit within a keto-based diet or lifestyle onto this channel from now on. So we expect quite a bit of content from this creator. He's at 39 subscribers, 39 subscribers already. We'd like to push him towards the first 100. You can see this fellow Canadian can bring us all 4 seasons with some winter weather there. I'm just going to take the latest video and put that in my catch-up list as well. And that will help me to catch up with him. And then he's got shorts on this channel that are starting to move also. And we see that he's gotten into over 1,000 views, 1,300 on one of these. While he was traveling, he took that, which is great. Cyber Insanity. I'm usually on for 3 hours, and it's usually every 3 days. We don't really have a schedule, so the days mix up. We're crashing right into Butler Family Farm on a Monday again today. We're actually going to crash right into Just Jason Keto on Thursday. But my anticipation for this week tells me that we will probably end while he's on and be able to raid into his live stream later in the week. And that usually only happens once every 3 weeks unless I've got to move the calendar around, if that makes any sense. And then it's me, Alec54. Good to see you in the house. They're a member. I'm going to get them on the wheel right away. And we will spin and see who is coming up next. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. And then what we're looking at in a second here, oh, pardon me, playing around. It's me, Alec. This is an enthusiastic creator who's actually been a friend for quite a long time. They happen to be a silver member right this second, and what that means is we get to see their channel every single day in the slides that run at the beginning, middle, and end of every live stream, whether or not they're here. But It's Me Alec usually comes in a couple times sporadically during each stream, and he's been with us for years. This creator's got 176 subscribers right now. We'd love to push him towards the 200 we know he must be thinking about. And then we see shorts on the channel as well. Some of these have really moved into 1,400 views, 1,500 views on a couple of these, and then live streams on the channel as well. So he live streams frequently, and it's a bit of a mix, but a lot of StreamYard panels are what you're going to find. He's got a lot of friends that will join him, and hopefully everybody will connect with It's Me Alec and push him towards that 200 like I said he must be thinking about. And then Nikki Silver Stacker, thank you so much. Yes, I wonder if there are any other silver stackers in the house. I'm a huge fan of precious metals. And when we talk about the idea of, silver stacking, what we're talking about is accumulation of both gold and silver, as a matter of fact. And they've both had a record year. Forgive me, because I haven't been watching the chart for gold and silver for like a week or two, so I'm unsure if they've started to move. I know everything's bouncing pretty violently right now when we think about stocks and crypto, but it's hard to talk about those things without bringing precious metals into the conversation as well. We'll spin the wheel. Crafty Witch 232 is coming up. And is 7 stacks here? Yes, 7 stacks is going to be added to the wheel in a second here. Crafty Witch 232 I'm going to get onto the screen. And forgive me, so often I ask questions and then I don't end up reading or seeing the answers in the chat. But I'm just curious if Crafty Witch 232 is planning on going live tonight. They're usually on at 9 p.m. Eastern. But if you are going on and you feel like going on at 8, then we can raid into yours. I noticed, actually, I should have said something to you in a chat. We ran into each other, and I forget whose chat earlier today, and I was going to say, did you have a new avatar? But I think that avatar might be brand new. And Crafty Witch 232 is working at 4,800 subscribers now. This is one of the fastest growing channels we've seen in the Tuber Chat family. And there's a couple of reasons for that, in my opinion. You'd have to ask Andy, the creator behind the channel, the truth about this. But my guess is that this creator, first of all, is so supportive to others. I run into them probably every day in other people's live stream and premiere chats, so we know they're out there supporting others. It's a big part of this. We have to remember YouTube is a social network. We have to participate in the network, give unto others, and then we end up receiving more than we were looking for in the first place. Just hit 1 million views too, says Crafty Witch 232, which is really, really cool. And then again, forgive me, Andy, if you happen to be planning to go live tonight, if you feel like going live at 8, it's a little bit earlier than she usually does, but we will raid in. But no pressure, it's just an idea. What I'm looking at right now are shorts on this channel. Now, whether you look at them in the popular tab the way I usually do, or just start from the newest ones, you see a lot of pop culture references here, and I learned that this creator actually sells a lot of what they make. It's the reason why they make most of this stuff. But some of these have done really well. There's a mix of 3D printing and crochet and a few other things here, but these have gotten into 10,000, 14,000 views. They do the same in their videos for the most part. They've done a bit of collaborating here. One of the biggest reasons why I think this channel's grown so quickly is from the vertical live streams that they've been doing. We've seen many creators get a lot of success with these vertical live streams, bringing in a lot of new viewers through the shorts feed. Right, so that's one interesting thing. If anybody has any questions specifically for me or comments, just please, if I miss them, mention them with 3 thumbs up. It gives me a better chance to see them, or @mention Tuber Chat Connect and Grow if you can. And then if not, hopefully our moderators will catch them and then give me a nudge if there's something that you want to hear from me specifically. Sometimes I see questions in the chat and then I realize later on that they're actually between creators. I miss the context, and that's always probably entertaining. Live at 8 Eastern. Okay, so CraftyWitch232, whenever you have that set up, just please let us know. And if you are able to mention me just so I can catch it, and then I will make sure that I get it set into the redirect. But anytime between now and then is fine. There's no rush. I think I missed a channel coming into the chat. Purple Crochet More with Dreen is in the house. Let me get them onto the wheel because they happen to be a member. I think I missed another channel. Yes, Memories and Must-Haves is here. So thank you for coming in. And yeah, I hope everybody's celebrating their accomplishments and milestones all the time. And it can feel odd to celebrate, you know, for yourself. You could be like, no, you know, I'm happy, but thank you, everybody. But we have to remember that our audience and our friends on YouTube want us to succeed. That's the truth. You'll see that, and you'll hear that in the stories that I tell here. But when you celebrate milestones and make announcements or do special live streams and things like that, it gives your audience an opportunity to celebrate for you. Because if you truly believe, and I'm sure we all do, that your audience and your supporters are a part of what you're doing, truly a part of your channel, then you want to give them the opportunity to celebrate that with you, because they're helping push us all along, right? Tales Told in the Dark is here. Vintage Style by Joe. Good to see you in the house. Controversial Cruising is Scott. He's got more friends than just about everybody on YouTube, except maybe Pete. That's it. Controversial Cruising is on live streaming all the time, collaborating with lots of people, and that's a great way to grow your channel. Imagine, everybody. Thanks. Lisa J. Stocks is coming up. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Tuberchat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. So Lisa J. Stocks is going to help us make sense of the turbulent situations we've got out there with stocks, and I always talk about a little bit of crypto and this and that. They seem to go hand in hand these days more and more. A lot of chop out there and a lot of explaining that needs to be done. So Lisa J. Stocks can help with that. This creator's always been very forthcoming about their own portfolio, their own investment plays. They talk level-headed and down-to-earth in style. And what I mean by that is that they will help us make sense of things like dividends, dollar cost averaging, stock splits, and things like that. This is a video I meant to watch, and I haven't watched it yet. I'm going to put this in my catch-up list. But I'm also going to put another one on because I'm curious about these stock splits. So I'll let Lisa J. Stocks do a better job of explaining that kind of thing. This will be a great video for anybody to watch if you're interested in what I'm about to say. But what happens is often companies become more successful than they even thought they were going to be in their early days. And what happens is their stock can become so expensive. Apple's been through this at least once, I think twice. But what happens is their stock can get up to like hundreds of dollars, maybe thousands of dollars. And it used to be very difficult to buy fractional shares. So you would have to have like $200 and something just to buy one share. And in a lot of cases, that was impossible. You have to buy a block, which is 100 shares. So you better have a lot of money. You can't even get in for less than 20 grand, you know, and things like this. And these are just ideas, not that I'm an authority on it, but personal finance I really find interesting, and business and, you know, things like that. Lisa J. Stocks will do a better job of describing. But what happens with a stock split is once the stock gets up to $1,000 or $2,000, you know, whatever it's going to be, they split 10 to 1 like this. And what happens is the stock goes back down to $100, let's just say, if it was 1,000, and then all the people who already have the stock just multiply by 10 how much they have. And it's a really interesting thing. And there you go, Apple, Nvidia, Tesla, Google, they've all split. So it's always something interesting to watch, because I remember when Apple split for the first time and the stock just soared, because they've got a new group, a new cohort of investors that can come in. Butler Family Farm, good to see you in the house. I'm going to get them on the wheel right now. And then, if you seek Amy K, thank you for the super chat. They're talking about swapping playlists, which can really help with watch hours. So if anybody wants to do that, by all means, reach out. We'll look at If You Seek Amy K's 2 channels in a moment. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody coming into the chat or anything anybody meant for me to see specifically. And then, like I said, Lisa J. Stocks is going to help us make sense of all the things I've been talking about here, like the stock splits and investing, dollar cost averaging, and things like that. So if I didn't already, I'm going to take your latest video, put that in my catch-up list as well. And Lisa J. Stocks will help us understand how a lot of this stuff works and strategies for how we can start investing. One of the hardest things that I seem to hear a lot of influencers talk about when it comes to the idea of personal finance is getting started, because whether it's going to be with $25 a month, $50, $100, whatever it's going to be, it can feel overwhelming in the beginning because it never feels like enough. You always want to do more. Lisa J. Stocks will help us understand how we can get started and then stay consistent investing. So Lisa J. Stocks has got shorts here that have gotten into 5,900, 6,500, 7,600 views. There's a small bit of variety in there. Lots of creators introduce variety into the shorts videos on their channel, regardless of category or niche. And then Lisa J. Stocks does a lot of live streaming, sometimes herself. She's often got guests, and we've been introduced to other influential creators because of her, for which I'm grateful. So hopefully everybody will connect with Lisa J. Stocks. She's getting close to 7,000 subscribers now. We'd love to push her a little bit farther towards that milestone. Kyle Vlogs, good to see you here. Mariana Latrinia is also in the house. And let's spin the wheel. Living Large with L Crew is here. What did I just see from you, Living Large with L Crew? I think I saw a short where you were trying something. I'm not sure if it was I think a food product. It just came up recommended. I don't watch nearly as many shorts as everybody probably would imagine. And pardon me, Nikki Silverstacker is going to come up after If You Seek Amy K. She's got 2 channels for us to look at, but I'll get this ready here. But what I've been doing lately when I watch YouTube, what I do when I sit down at the computer every day is I go onto the home page. I go over to the subscriptions, like all the channels I'm subscribed to. There's over 6,300 now. And then I look to see like who's live, who's got a premiere on right now. And then I start clicking. I usually have about 4 windows running. But you notice that these shorts will come up recommended. Most often what I end up seeing are shorts that are not from the Tuber Chat audience. But once in a while I see one that comes from us. And you can't tell. You see how like they don't put the channel underneath the shorts in the view that I'm looking at, the way they do with videos. Very weird, except for maybe that's to help so that people won't skip over them. You know, there's some people out there who won't watch videos for channels if they know they have less than 100,000 or less than 1 million subscribers and things like that. And as silly as we might think that is, it's just instinct. It's just the way the world works. And that's fine because we've got enough of each other to give ourselves a strong and solid head start. Oh, yes, Factor Meals. That's right. That was exactly what it was. And I have a feeling, Living Large with L Crew, that might have come up for me recommended for 2 reasons. First of all, Living Large with L Crew's been in the Tuber Chat family for at least a couple years now. But also, I have looked into those things, Factor Meals and HelloFresh and all these services where they either send you prepackaged meals. I was recently looking because I got a new job a few months ago and I was thinking about things I could eat for lunch and stuff like that. But also for like meal prep ideas. My sister was ordering HelloFresh for a long time. I think she's still getting a little bit of it. They give you the recipes, you make the food, but they give you exactly enough food to make the recipes in the collection, if that makes any sense. So kind of a cool idea. But I had just looked into these things. And then, hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Sal's Camper Life might be here. There you are. And they happen to be a member, so I'm going to put them on the wheel right this second. Members and moderators always get added as soon as we see them in the chat. Now, I spun the wheel prematurely, so Nikki Silver Stacker is going to come up, but we're going to talk about Amy's 2 channels. You probably saw them both there in the search results. Amy Loses It. We'll look at in a quick second. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. Yeah, living large with Crew, I know what you mean because I'm in Canada. So if you find meals that are $10 each, let's just say, in Canada it gets a little bit closer to 15. And I'm already batting an eye when when things cost $10, let alone $15, because I say to myself, okay, if you start chopping up other things and buying a little bit of food in bulk, if you can really shave down the cost of each meal. That's how I kind of think about groceries, is how many meals can I get out of this, right? I like what I like. You know, if possible, I don't always want to get the cheapest thing on the shelf, but at the same time, I'm trying to maximize the value of every dollar, if that makes any sense. And then I'm always doing good, Kyle Vlogs. Thank you for asking. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. I know I say it a million times, but I likely miss a lot more people than I think I do. And then AceFlaw1, Andy's been with me for like 6 years, so it's great to have you here. When we look at, If You Seek Amy K, this is a recent entrant into the Tuber Chat family. She's just been with us a few months, but this creator's got a couple of channels. You can see this as another dynamic host. And the reason why I say that most often, there's a couple of reasons, but I put emphasis on it when we see creators that have incredible confidence on camera. You know, when you can not only talk to the camera, but start smiling and laughing and actually enjoy being there, getting out of the thought of like, oh, there's a camera on me, and just kind of, you know, getting a little comfortable with it. I think that's a great idea. It just comes from practice. It comes from doing it 100 times or 1,000 times or whatever we're going to call it. And as far as I've seen in the Tuber Chat family, everybody starts improving as soon as they start doing them regularly anyway. And then when we look at If You Seek Amy K, we're going to see a lot of travel-based content. But she gives us information on her About section about the variety on the channel. She's got shorts over here that have gotten into 2,000, 2,500 views. And then live streams on the channel as well. She's done a couple of these. I'm sorry I missed the one from yesterday. I wish I could catch you for one of these. I've got notification bells on for every single channel. But then I'm going to look for Amy Loses It, and this is her other channel, and this is a really interesting one. She says, can I lose the weight before I lose my mind? She's literally on a road to losing 180 pounds, which will be quite an accomplishment, but she's already made great progress. You read about that in her About section and by watching a couple of videos. So you get an idea of the journey that she's on here just from the thumbnails alone. She's got a couple of shorts to get started. One's already got 1,700 views, which is great, and then live streams over here. So she's live here frequently, looks like at least once a week, which is great. Hopefully I'll catch you for one of those as well. Looks like I'm not sure if I ran this one or if I was actually there. I have a feeling I ran that one as a replay, but forgive me if I'm wrong. And like I said, I've got notification bells on for every single channel. And then Nikki Silver Stacker is already set to come up. I spun the wheel earlier. I see Mr. Shelton TV from the UK in the house. Good to see you here. Thank you for coming in. And hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. As long as everyone is still active, we should get around to saying hello to everyone. Let's take a break for 3.5 minutes. Right before we do that, I'm going to play a clip from an interview series of videos that we have on the channel now. This one's from an upcoming episode where Be Amazing Sylvia joined me to talk about how she has long passed 10,000 subscribers.
Okay, what I want to do is inform first and foremost. Anytime you make any type of video, you want to inform. You want to tell people a story. You want to show people a story. And when you show and you tell that story, you want to tell how that story affected you. And you want to tell your results.
Okay.
Because seeing is believing. And people want to see what I'm talking about. See what I'm doing. So that's what I'm going to do. And basically, I'm going to make it into a mini series on all of the products I have tried and how they have affected me. So
wonderful. Yeah, that's going to be something else to look forward to, especially knowing that you're starting something new now with the experience that you've got. So this is a perfect opportunity for me then to bring you back to the beginning and say, what kind of change have you seen in yourself, in your channel, in your community and audience based on all the things you've done up to now?
When I first started, I was such a green thumb. I didn't know what I was doing. I was all over the place. I promise you, just making videos, rambling, and I look back at one of my first videos and was like, what in the world? You know, it was all kinds of bloopers and everything. And I wanted to be such a perfectionist at the beginning. But as I have walked on this journey, I realized people don't want perfectionists. People want real.
Yes.
So when I make a mistake in a video, can I leave it in there? I'll be like, oh, well, I didn't mean to do that, but y'all already know I got an old lady brain. Now, a lot of people who follow me realize that. They was like, Sylvia forgetting the heartbeat. Not will, because I'm so busy. And so y'all already know I got an old lady brain. So we're going to keep that right in there because what you see is what you get when you visit me. So I've learned that's how I changed. I learned how to just roll with the flow, be genuine, be real, be factual.
Yes.
And I'm not afraid to try new things. I try new stuff all the time. Sometimes it's a hit and miss. Sometimes it's a rock and roll. I did a short about 3 months ago. I think it's at 60,000 views right now.
Oh, goodness.
And I tried another one, that same genre, and it didn't work. That's all right. I'm gonna stay with it because I think that it's a niche for me, but I just gotta work a little harder at it.
Right.
So don't be afraid to work hard. And if you get one no, people, remember the next one will be a yes.
There you go. Yes. All right, we're looking at Nikki Silver Stacker, and we'll take that break in another minute here. But this creator recently came into the Superchat family from the Stock Explorer, and the reason why I'm mentioning a couple of these things, I can't remember, of course, where every single channel came to us from, but I like to mention it because it shows everybody here the possibilities. As you make friends, your friends will start to tell their friends about your channel and things like that, and you'll start meeting new creators that have come from your friends' communities, and it's usually the most supportive friends. So, you know, you can see what you can expect. Nikki Silver Stacker, I think, has caught us for just about every stream since finding us just a couple of months ago. Now, Nikki Silver Stacker's working on 300 subscribers. We'd love to push them a little bit farther. They're going to do much more than talking about silver stacking, although they will talk about finance and precious metals. They give us a little bit of help with our YouTube journey as well as they continue to learn. They've got shorts on their channel. These have started to move, one at 1,700 views, which is great to see, and then live streams on the channel as well. Now, hopefully I'll catch you for one of these, Nikki Silver Stacker. I don't know why I keep missing you unless they're just too early for me. Monday to Friday, I'm out during the daytime, so I'm in the Eastern time zone, but the rest of the time I'm still on YouTube as much as possible. And then, Living Large with Valkyrie came from Orianne's channel. She's been with us from the beginning. So has Angel Light Over Darkness 33. She's actually been with me since before Tuber Chat was even a thought. She was helpful in getting this channel started. She's been connected to me for about 6 years, maybe longer. I'm going to start losing track. Once it gets to 6 years, it might as well be 10, I think, right? Hopefully I'm not missing anybody. Let's take that break. I will spin the wheel. We'll see who's coming up next. We'll go for 3.5 minutes, and then we'll come right back. And when we do, we're actually going to look at Angel Light Over Darkness. All right, pardon me for that. I don't usually need an extended break. I think Jason said he's been working hard, basically, because he has got a series coming up. And I remember he was just talking about starting that the other day. So maybe time's flying faster than I think. But it's great to know he's got a lot of content coming up. And then Janine9, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. I have cleaned up the wheel a little bit. So if there's anybody, any of our members or moderators still listening that may not be on the wheel because you haven't been in the chat for a few minutes, just please be active. I'll make sure I get you back in there. Angel Light Over Darkness 33, like I said, has been a friend for probably 6 years, since before Tuberchat was even a thought. She's one of the first creators I was introduced to, along with Ace Flaw 1, Jeremy D-Day, and a few others. That kind of what happened is I'd already been on YouTube for a couple of years. These creators, when I was introduced to them, said, hey, come with us. We'll introduce you to all our friends. And they all do similar to what we do here in Superchat, letting other people connect, actually encouraging it. And I couldn't believe it. I said, this is wonderful. Everybody supports each other. Everybody wants to help each other. I hadn't seen anything like this. I'd already been on for a couple of years. So that's what inspired the idea behind this channel. There were lots of other growth streams out there, and the idea was I was going to start one with a focus on friendships. I've got a background in marketing and promotions and things like that, and I figured maybe this would be the thing, and I'm glad I was right. We don't need everybody to be a part of Tuberchat. We need all the like-minded creators that think about generosity and the idea of giving to others, understanding we'll get what we want if we do that, within reason, of course. But you hear in the stories that I tell, especially of the subscribers that some of these channels have reached, that it's beyond what we even imagined when we first started, right? Not everybody starts a channel expecting to get 100,000 subscribers, but boy, do we ever have a lot that are anywhere from 1,000 to 10,000, and some have even gone far beyond, let's just say. So, what we are looking at right now, Angel Light Over Darkness, has a one-of-a-kind channel. And as a matter of fact, in all these years, I haven't seen another channel, especially in the Tuberchat family, that does what Angel Light Over Darkness 33 does. This creator brings us angel readings, and these can give us some insight as to what's been going on in our life, what might be happening today, what might be to come. If you haven't seen something like this, I hope you'll go over there, watch a couple videos, but especially catch her for a live stream. She streams every few days, actually. I think she's on 3-4 times a week. And this creator will do angel readings live for everyone in the chat. So you can come and hang out, listen to other people's angel readings, and you'll get some for yourself. And this is based on what time you enter the chat. So it's different every time you're there. And it's really, really cool. So Angel Light Over Darkness 33 is closing in now on 4,000 subscribers. It's no surprise to me, but it's great to know that she's got that far, because I often, over the last 5 years, have said that when a creator gets to 3,000, that seems to be around the mark that I would say anybody that gets there organically has the ability to get to 10,000 and maybe even 100,000 or 1 million someday, because of what they've already been through to get to 3,000. We can all imagine that if we're not there yet. And then, oh, I see. Yeah, booby goats, unfortunately. So I can tell you one of the reasons why, just in case you don't already know, but hopefully to be informative for everybody as well. Angel Light Over Darkness 33 is going to be live tonight, by the way, and she's got shorts on her channel that have gotten into 4,000, 5,000, and on the way towards 6,000 views. Let me spin the wheel. We'll get another channel ready to go. Mark the Shark, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. When we think about the name booby goats, for instance, so if you separate the names there, the two words in the name, you can get the idea. Basically what there is out there is a special list, and if you were to type in Google like YouTube banned words list, my guess is that one of those words is in there. And what happens is you have the ability, this goes for everybody, in our channels, we can set a series of words, any collection that you want, but there's one out there that you could just download. It's a text file. Be careful, of course, but you know what I mean. And you can basically put all the words into your banned words list that we would never want anybody to ever say in a chat. I know some people are a lot more open with coarse language and things like that than myself, but some of it gets quite horrifying, especially when there's memes and things like that everybody doesn't understand. You get the idea by reading it. There's a lot of horrifying things in there, but it can stop a lot of spam and trouble in the chat. Now, that's one way to handle that, but YouTube's already going to do a small amount of that themselves. They're going to take like the top 1,000 words that people associate with adult content, let's just say, and they're going to automatically hold a lot of comments. Now, most creators are not going to go into their channel settings and set it to the minimum. They're just going to leave it the way it was when they started the channel. So almost every channel is going to have their chats moderated in that way. And then hopefully that's a decent explanation. Forgive me if it's not, or if anybody needs me to clarify, please just ask, and I'll be happy to elaborate on what I'm talking about here. But that is my guess because of, yes, the channel name or handle is getting stuck. It's not anybody's fault. It's a fun name. It's just that that particular one word is probably getting marked. Beltloop 29, good to see you here. Palazzo Place, Jen Palazzo's in the house. I'm going to get them onto the wheel because they happen to be a member. And then Tim Mitchell 8784 is going to be added as well. We always put members and moderators onto the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. And it's almost time for me to add a name to the wheel from our chat list. That's always based on who's been most actively engaged in conversation. So I'm going to get channel on right now. I think I'm going to put Handicap Traveler onto the wheel. And then, yeah, today's Monday, so we're crashing into Butler Family Farm again. We're going to talk about their channel in a quick second. And what we're talking about is Butler Family Farm now on the screen. This is a channel that let us know, Jerry and Susan together, Jerry let us know that they've been using the promotion system for the last year to really push the channel fast and rapid growth, basically, is what I mean to say. And they went from just under 10,000 to over 116,000 now. The channel continues to grow. And then when we look at Butler Family Farm, we see that they're posting frequently, but they always have. They've put 3 videos out this week already. I'm just going to grab the latest video that they've got here. I'll put that into that catch-up list I keep talking about, my playlist for keeping and getting caught up with creators. They recently went on a cruise with Rambling with the Brooms, Lazy Days Ahead with Jesse and Lisa, and a few other creators to Alaska. They brought some footage from that. But typically what they bring is homesteading style content from their 116 acres of farmland. They bring us around the property. They bring us the livestock. They bring us into their home. Jerry brings us into the shop where he does a lot of work as well. And I see that we ended up just getting a raid. So that's a nice surprise. And thank you for that. Let me see if I can catch up with where that came in. I think it was Red's Room TV, right? I'm not sure if they're in here or if they just sent their friends over as they were finishing. But I do appreciate the raid, certainly, of course. And raiding another channel, that's a term we use that came over from Twitch. It's called live redirect on YouTube. But basically what that means is that when you finish your live stream or premiere, you've already got a few people. You might have a lot, you might have a few, you might have some, but you can give another channel a head start. What I find is that when we raid other channels, anywhere from a quarter to a third of the channel. So yeah, Angel Light Over Darkness 33. She's been around to see everything that I have on YouTube. Literally, like I said, we've been friends for about 6 years. So I say rapid growth because what has happened now, There are other ways to gain subscribers very quickly. This is not that. That's something that we've been shunning for a long time. And Red's Room TV, thank you for the raid. I'm going to put your channel up next for that. I really do appreciate the extra generous support there. So YouTube has had this system for a long time, but they really started pushing it about a year ago, a little bit longer than that, and it's called promotions. And basically what you can do is turn just about any video on your channel into an advertisement, and then you can put it out into the YouTube world and Google and everything else, I believe, and then you can direct YouTube to say, what are you trying to do? Do you want more views? Do you want more subscribers? Are you trying to get comments? What are you trying to accomplish? And then they show it to what they determine to be the right people, right? So this is an idea. And there are likely mixed feelings about that kind of thing, but it is a legitimate system within the YouTube studio that people can use, right? And then Jerry let me know that he's got basically an idea is that when your YouTube channel brings in revenue, it's everybody's own business what they're doing with their revenue and this and that, right? But if you took some of that revenue and put it back into promoting the channel, you would end up, I forget what they call it, the flywheel effect, where the channel then funds its own growth, let's just say. Now, I know a lot of people are on YouTube with the hopes of earning money through that revenue, and therefore, essentially wouldn't be able to do that kind of thing. I don't really feel too strongly one way or the other about that specifically. But like I said, it is a legitimate thing. The only thing I will ask everybody is before you're going to think about promoting your channel with the YouTube promotion system, please talk to a couple of people who have done it and get a couple of opinions from people who you trust and respect so that you can decide whether or not it's something for your channel. It definitely isn't something that's for everyone. And once you do anything at all with your channel, you can't change your mind after. You know what I mean? Everything we do online is permanent. Everything we do with our channel is permanent. And I got my own stories about my own other channel where there are ideas for how I gained a lot of subscribers in a legitimate way, but now I almost wish that I hadn't because they don't come back for things. So there's a lot of ideas out there, a lot of opinion, but you can get a lot of help from your friends in the Tuber Chat community. Joan Parker, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in from Reds. I really do appreciate that. Thank you again for the raid. And forgive me, I'm stuck again because I keep talking. Julia Edens is in the house. And then Tim Mitchell gifted 5 memberships. Again, he's done that countless times before. I certainly do appreciate the extra generous support. I know all the recipients will be happy to have those memberships, and we'll put Tim Mitchell's channel up right after Red's Room TV for that. We always put Superchatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen, and then we'll get back to spinning the wheel like we always do. Forgive me if I've missed anybody coming into the chat. I have trouble catching up when we're really rolling fast like this. But Vicky and Lori, Variety Vibes, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. I'll try to catch up quickly. And there you go. Yeah, Butler Family Farm is willing to share information with anybody that wants to know about promoting the channel. But like I said, I think it's something to be heavily considered. And then, yeah, I'm unsure about that Kyle Vlogs. I imagine you could do it on both, but that's just a guess. I'm really grasping at straws and probably shouldn't even say because I really don't know. Greenland Quilter Katie is dropping a super chat so that we will look at Vintage Style by Joe's channel. And I know how supportive Joe is, so we'll be happy to honor that for sure. Oh, pardon me while I try to catch up here. Mac Movement, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And then Cruising on the high seas and travel is Rob. Good to see you in the house. Forgive me, I really get stuck when we're trying to catch up with the chat that's really rolling here, but we'll catch up in a second. And Butler Family Farm, like I said, is going to show us all around their property. They make their own tools on the farm when they need them. Jerry does woodworking in the shop. They got cattle, goats, donkeys, horses, llamas, chickens, cats, dogs, and more. Shorts on this channel have gotten into 9, 10, and 12,000 views here, and then one of them over 54,000, which is great to see. I believe they promoted that one as well. And then Butler Family Farm does live streams every Monday. They'll actually be on in about 45 minutes, a little bit less than that. So here they go. They've got a Thanksgiving dinner on their thumbnail ready to go. And Butler Family Farm, Jerry and Susan are on every week at the same time, 6:45 Eastern, and then sometimes they have StreamYard panels with other creators joining them, and then often it's Jerry and Susan giving us updates about them, their community, their channel, and what's been going on. So hopefully everybody will connect with them. I've got my notifications on for the upcoming live streams, as well as having the notification bell on for the channel. Of course, we do that for everybody, and then we're crashing right into them today, but for the next 2 weeks, hopefully we'll be in a situation where we can catch them live. I know a lot of people are watching more than one thing anyway, so everybody's free to hop out of here, hop back in as often as you need, of course. Together we travel. Good to see you in the house. New Horizons Above and Beyond, His Fuzzy Adventures, and more with a second channel. And then I don't want to miss anything in the chat. We're going to jump ahead in a quick second here. But Mariana Latrinia, thank you for another super chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. We always put channels on the screen as soon as those things happen. So we'll get your channel up right after Greenland Quilter Katie. And then Impiwara, good to see you in the house as well. They're a member. I'm going to put them on the wheel. When we go on our next break, I'll clean up the wheel a little bit. It'll be a little while from now, though. And my dear goodness, Ravens fan, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Oh, Greenland Quilter Katie. Yes, she hit 1 million views. She actually let us know, but thank you for that. This is exactly what I'm talking about. And forgive me for taking advantage of the opportunity, but I absolutely will. Greenland Quilter Katie is dropping a super chat right now to recognize the accomplishment of Crafty Witch 232 gaining their 1 million subscribers. That's an incredibly overly generous thing to have done. But this is what I mean, where your friends are going to be excited for you. This goes for everybody. You know, as you continue to make friends on YouTube, they will be happy as you are for them to hit different milestones, to see progress in their channels and videos. And that's a perfect example of it right there. So thank you, Greenland Quilter Katie. She's done that kind of thing for channels 1 million times before. But I appreciate it because we were talking about that earlier. Beach Rush Shore, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Alec Marcus Glasgow is a second channel for that creator. And then Down the Road, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And I'll try to start stepping on it now. Red's Room TV is going to come up. They dropped a raid for us, and I really do appreciate that because Red's Room TV is fairly new in the Tuber Chat family, but it's an extremely generous thing to have done. Today we're going to go and raid into Crafty Witch 232. She'll be creating and crocheting likely on her channel right after we finish Tuber Chat. And thank you, Scratch and PPA. I almost missed another super chat there. Yep. Life Between Worlds channel. Forgive me, I almost missed your super chat, but luckily one of our moderators, Scratch and PPA, caught that. Can't tell you how much he catches that I end up missing. But that came in right after Tim Mitchell. So we'll put your channel up right before Vintage Style by Joe and Greenland Quilter Katie. And I think I did not yet get Mariana Latrinia onto the list, but I'll do that in a quick second here. Boy, do I ever trip over myself. I promise you, I make as many mistakes as anybody, sometimes even more. And I hope everybody will take a moment to connect with all of our moderators here as well. They've all been longtime dear friends of mine, but they're all dear friends of each other as well. They all have different channels and do different things, but they all allow everybody to connect the same way we do here in Superchat. And you can see that they help me make this look easy, because I wouldn't be able to do these streams the way they are if it wasn't for their help. Curmudgeon Alaska is in the house right now, and they actually joined me for one of our interviews. They have long passed their 10,000 subscribers. I think they've passed 50,000 now, actually. And we believe that that's strictly from organic content. And I would like to say a little bit of luck mixed in. But actually, I learned in our interview that this is not Rob's first time around with YouTube either. So I'll leave it to everybody to watch the episode to see what I'm talking about there, because he's got a lot of perspective. And what I'll do is, when we take our next break in about 20 minutes or so, I will play a clip from his episode of the interview so that you can see a taste of what he has to say. Our conversation goes on for well over an hour. And then, yeah, Choco Drop 84, I feel like I just took a break, so I gotta step on it here. But thank you for that. Yeah, I will. But we will take a break in a few minutes. Handicapped Traveler, yeah, it seems to, actually. And then, yeah, I'm hoping I'm not missing too much in the chat. Embarkation Nation is here with us. And they happen to be a member, so I'll get them on the wheel, ready to go, and then we'll start moving. So Red's Room TV is a channel I'm still getting to know, as a matter of fact. But like I said, the generosity I appreciate greatly, especially knowing that they're fairly new here. They're working on 4,400 subscribers now, which is great to see. And I see they've got a video coming up. When they say Bayview Village Condo Construction Project, did I not know that you might be in Toronto? Could that be right? Is this channel from Canada? Yes, it is. I think you might be from Toronto, where I grew up and continue to work. I live in Niagara Falls now, so just over an hour away. Yeah, there we go. A little bit of Toronto's first snowfall there from a few weeks ago. Red's Room TV, like I said, I'm still getting to know. They've got quite a bit of information on the About section for us to learn about, but I know that this is a fellow Canadian, so I'm looking forward even that much more to seeing what you've got going on the channel, including shorts, getting into 3,100, 4,000 views and beyond, and then live streams on the channel as well. So they seem to be on pretty frequently, about once... I was going to say once a week, but it looks like actually several times a week, which is great. And likely that contributes to a lot of the rapid growth on the channel, because they're, like I said, already working on 4,400. And they are in Toronto, so that's great to know. And then Henry Leslie, Vermont, good to see you in the house. The Source is here as well. I noticed the Source in one of your thumbnails there, actually, right there, probably more than one. The Source has been responsible for us gaining plenty of friends over here, and to get them onto the wheel. But thank you again, Red's Room TV, for the raid today. I really do appreciate that. Like I said, that's a term that comes from Twitch, but it means live redirect on YouTube. But it's a generous thing people can do for each other, so I certainly appreciate it from you. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. Pardon me, right before I talk about Tim Mitchell, can I show you something? I think Rob will laugh when I share this with you. So, Curmudgeon Alaska. Curmudgeon Alaska just sent a meme to me. I don't know how well you can see that, but it's because of my green screen. But it's a clip kind of looking from... Let me see if I can turn my background off for a quick second here. That's a feature from Streamlabs, but I don't know if you could see that, but it's from Pulp Fiction. Say snow just one more time. And yeah, there's no way that Rob likes that up in Alaska, that's for sure. He dropped a super chat, by the way, so thank you for the extra generous support. He's done that many times before. And like I said, I'm going to play a clip from his episode of our interview series where I got to ask him about his explosion on his channel, which has now got towards 50,000 subscribers. And we'll see where he's at today when I pull the channel up in a few minutes. Tim Mitchell is up on the screen right now. And by the way, Tim Mitchell, I'm connected to, I believe, on Instagram. Anybody can reach out anytime. I'm on Instagram all the time, Facebook most of the time, Twitter some of the time as well. And then I'm going to talk about Tim Mitchell's content in a quick second and the other channels that this creator produces videos and live streams for. But I'm also going to address a question from Greenland Quilter Katie talking about impressions when we think about our analytics. So I hope everybody's looking at your analytics as often as you can stand. I know not everybody loves numbers and graphs and charts as much as I do, but they can tell a story. They can help you identify patterns. And after you look at them over and over and over again, you'll be able to see a lot of the story that I'm talking about here. When we think about impressions, what happens is, let's say Tim Mitchell puts out a new video, or especially a short, right? Because he's done a lot of these from the road. What will happen is YouTube will start showing the thumbnail and title to people on YouTube. If he's got a short here with 1,000 views, my guess is that that short went out to probably 10,000, maybe 20,000, maybe 30,000 impressions, which means that's how many times YouTube showed the thumbnail and title to people on different pages. Like, for instance, the home page, or if I go back to Tim Mitchell and I click on a video, you know, you get those recommended videos on the side here. These are all places that YouTube might show your thumbnail and title. Those are impressions. Every single time it's shown, the object for us is to get people to click on those at a higher percentage over time. Typically, anywhere from 2 to 3% is what anybody can expect. And it sounds like a really low number, but when you start getting into hundreds of thousands of impressions, you start to realize, oh, that's actually going to result in a few thousand views, right? You can't expect everybody to just see your thumbnail and click on it. If you've got a thumbnail of a basketball and it's the middle of winter, somebody might not click on it as easily as they will in the middle of March Madness, right? This is just an idea. But that's how impressions work. Impressions are how many times your thumbnail and title are seen. This is how we talk about advertising online as well, is how many impressions does your advertisement, if you're going to buy it, let's just say. One of the things I love about old school advertising, like posters and flyers and things like that, is that if you put a poster up, that poster will get many more impressions than an online ad where you pay for one. Once you pay for it and when somebody's seen it, it's gone. So you buy your impressions based on how many times you want it to be shown. On YouTube, our stuff gets shown for free organically, but we know that it's very weighted. Channels with more subscribers get shown much more and this and that, but everything grows over time. When we when somebody clicks on our thumbnail and title, that's when we start to get into the analytics and what they call a funnel. They call it a funnel because it looks in the analytics like an upside down triangle. The impressions coming at the top, the number of people who click on it comes next, the number of people who watch the video to the end is what ends up at the bottom, kind of idea. I don't know how much that makes sense without looking at it. But these are ideas, so I hope everybody will have a look at your analytics. When you see the upside down triangle, that will give you an idea of how your videos are performing, and then you can start making adjustments. And each video or live stream or short has its own analytics. You can click the button on every single piece of content that you put out to get an idea. So that's just a bit of an extended description. And then, Palazzo Place, I won't have a chance to do that this year. I got a new full-time job 6 months ago and 0 vacation time until I've passed a year. So next summer I can start talking about it. Tim Mitchell is up on the screen right now. Like I said, this creator actually produces videos and live streams for 2 more channels. I'll show those to you in a moment. He's got his own channel here with a little bit of content. He's doing really well with outdoor content, and especially this dash cam footage. He takes us live streaming on the road as well. But this creator's getting into 1,200, 1,500, 1,600 views on some of these, and then live streams, like I said, on the road. Right now he's expecting to be on Tuesdays. I got myself a really long day tomorrow. I'm hoping I can peek in. I'll be driving if I can. But Tim Mitchell is expecting to do live streams approximately once a week right now from the road. He does a great job of keeping up with the chat while he's doing that. But I'll show you the channels that we were introduced to him from. Cooking with the Munchie Mafia Official is the first one, and then there's another one for me to show you that's kind of complimentary. This is where Chef CV is going to help us navigate the kitchen. She's going to make interesting dishes and meals. She's going to help us understand some of the cookware, bakeware, and appliances we're going to find. And you notice the beautiful, colorful wheel. Is it in any of the thumbnails here? Maybe not, but it's right behind her there. I'll talk about that wheel a little bit more in a second, because you know how much we love colorful wheels here in the Tuber Chat community. Shorts on this channel feature more of the same, but they have gotten now into 1,200 and 1,300 views and climbing. Then live streams on the channel, and Chef CV is live every Sunday at, I was out yesterday, yeah. Every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern. And this creator has an interesting mystery wheel of misfortune. What happens here is the audience gets involved and can contribute ingredients to go onto the glorious, colorful wheel. And then when Chef CV is going to spin, they're going to be stuck making whatever comes up. And I say stuck because you can imagine the interesting combinations like Twizzlers, which is the last of the original ingredients from the Mystery Wheel of Misfortune. So you can imagine the kind of things that are going to come up. Creates a challenge for Chef CV, but she's always up to the challenge. And then the unofficial, official, off-topic squirrel. This is a complimentary channel for Chef CV where we get more of a behind-the-scenes look at the creator behind Cooking with the Munchie Mafia Official. Yeah, forgive me, Tim Mitchell. I would have liked to catch that. Actually, I'll try to keep the speech very quick, but in Niagara Falls, it's a touristy destination. And they do this promotion every year for local residents. You literally have to be in the city, like our postal code is Niagara Falls. The hotels give up their rooms for several days this week at a monster discounted rate, right? So about $75 Canadian for like a view of the Niagara Falls with a hot tub and everything else, an elaborate room. And they give the money that they collect to charities. So it's really, really cool. It's an opportunity for us to take advantage of the deal, and the hotels can contribute to the charities, which I think is a great idea. Be Amazing Sylvia, blessings. Good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. She was also a part of our interview series that I was talking about. I'll play a clip from her episode a little. Actually we did. That's what we just saw about 15-20 minutes ago, was a clip from Be Amazing Sylvia's episode. She joined me for well beyond an hour, and her episode is still upcoming, but we got a taste of what she has to say about long passing 10,000 subscribers. David Hunt, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And I know I missed something from Greenland Quilter Katie, and then I'm missing a bit more here. I'm just looking for that comment. I think she put her thing. When a creator is live, can they go to another creator's channel to a portion of their video when a specific subject is being discussed, or is that breaking a content rule? Now, that becomes a slippery slope, and forgive me because it's kind of a line in the sand. And we'll talk more about the channel on the screen in a quick second here. I just want to address that question. When you show other people's content on your channel, you are risking the possibility of a copyright strike. And the biggest problem with that, in my opinion, or one of them, is the fact that the system is very automated. So if YouTube picks up, and I promise you the algorithm's smarter than we think it is, especially in these days of AI and everything else, if they pick up the fact that you've got somebody else's content on your screen, then it is very possible that they're going to put a copyright notice in the other creators' YouTube studio dashboard. And what happens is, if they go in there, and I imagine most people don't look at it very often or at all, but when you go and you look, if you all of a sudden see like 7, 8, 9, 10 or more people have taken your content, and you notice that the first couple are like, I don't know these people, what are they doing? You look and you realize they just took your content. What will happen is you could just go, okay, strike this person, strike this person, strike this person, and go through the whole list. And you might strike one of your friends because you're just doing it so quickly. One of my biggest regrets on YouTube for a technical thing like that was some people took some of my content many years ago when I was doing something that was newsworthy and very popular. And a few people, they just literally like stole it, put their name on it and everything else, which is fine. But you usually have the option to give people a warning and a time limit to take the content down. Or you can strike them right away. And I struck everybody right away. And boy, did I ever get hate and some trolling. I think that to this day, one of those people still gives a thumbs down on every single thing I ever make. So it's a thought, right? So that's an idea. This is why you never see me put content on the screen. Even when people ask, like, oh, Kevin, can you show this video? Can you show this short? I always stop and pause them because I do not want an accidental copyright strike, which is possible. So it's just an idea. I'm probably taking it way too seriously, but considering everybody in our audience here is in the beginnings of their YouTube journey, I'd rather err on the side of caution, let's just say. So we have to be very, very careful with everything. We just heard about a friend of ours, Izzy Pop, lost an entire channel due to guideline strikes with, I don't have explanation for it. They apparently don't have explanation for it either. So very unfortunate. I don't wish for these kinds of things to happen to anybody. And YouTube is pretty vicious, in my opinion, when this stuff happens. Even I have had a guideline strike on my personal channel because of something somebody else said when I was outdoor live streaming. So that's just an idea. So it's not necessarily a rule breaker, but the best idea I have for everybody is to read the terms of service and community guidelines. I know it's daunting, but it probably is worth it. And then just erring on the side of caution. I know a lot of people have done it, reaction videos and things like that, but I don't because of these reasons, right? Sherry Yurton, My Quilting World, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And thank you for the super chat, by the way. They've done that before, and I certainly do appreciate that extra generous support. I'm going to get their channel ready to go right after Curmudgeon, Alaska. And I know I'm way behind in the chat now, so forgive me. I'm going to try to speed things up and catch up a bit. Miss Paula does retirement. Good to see you here. Butler Family Farm will be live in about 15 minutes. Fairbrick Studio is in the house. Thank you for coming in. They've been a friend of a couple years now as well. And then forgive me if I'm missing anybody. I know Jeremy D-Day is here. He's been with us as long as Angel Light Over Darkness and Ace Flaw 1. So forgive me for anything I missed in the chat. If anybody needs me to elaborate, I can. And there you go, Izzy Pop 3. Yes, that's one thing that is another. I forget to mention this, but when it comes to guideline strikes and copyright strikes, right? Claims are somewhat okay. We don't want too many of them, but strikes are not. 3 strikes and you're out. And it is very possible to get 3 strikes in a row all at once. And this I've seen happen to multiple channels over the year. So that's very troublesome. And there's any number of different things that can happen. You know, you get trolls out there and everybody wanting to report channels and everything. And God forbid somebody finds something and reports everything all at once and sends their whole crew to do the same. This can happen. So there's quite a bit of trouble with that. So that's just an idea. But yeah, Izzy Pop's been a dear friend to us here, and unfortunately did all that work and completely lost the channel. So they're already almost at 100 subscribers, if I remember right, on their other channel. I was in there today for a live stream, and hats off for the idea of getting right back on the horse. I know they had that second channel set up already, but this is just an idea. Yeah, no strikes or claims, nothing to fight. And I've seen that before, where a channel just gets all 3 at once and they're gone. I got a friend, we all know Happy Lux. Happy Lux is somebody who helped us with this channel, Tuber Chat, in the beginning. He's still a dear friend from Luxembourg, but he got 3 strikes. He's had multiple strikes over the years, but he's been on for, I don't know if it's 15 years or something like that, but he had 115,000 subscribers or thereabouts and lost the whole channel. He even has his play button and lost his channel, which is just horrifying. So that, yeah, ears burning, yes. The unofficial official Off Topic Squirrel is a complimentary channel for Chef Sivi from Cooking with the Munchie Mafia Official. We get a behind-the-scenes look at the creator herself and a bit more. She might be in the kitchen, but usually out on other adventures. A bit more of a look into her life. When we get into shorts, you get an idea of some of the variety she's bringing on the channel. And then live streams is something that they're doing approximately once a month. They might bring us a surprise here and there. Otherwise, they're playing a popular game called Cards Against Humanity on what I believe is the first Saturday of every month. So, yes, I know we're really behind. I got quite a few channels to get through. Life Between Worlds channel is coming up next. Let me start trying to step on it here. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. We've still got 90 minutes to go. It's a lot of time to put lots of channels on the screen. We'll get to as many as we can. I know I Am Betty J Gathers is here, a beloved and dedicated moderator, and then the J Jordan. I caught them. They were out bowling today. I might, I'm trying to think of an idea that will, that I can do with my family this year. My birthday's next month, and we usually get together, but I'd like to do something fun. Oh, and then Izzy Pop 3. Okay, thank you for that. I will, we'll see what comes up in the stream. I got quite a list, right now, but they'll be on right after Sherry Yearton, My Quilting World. I'll probably put it up quickly then. If you don't mind. But that's, we want to get subscribers for everybody, right? This is my opportunity to say, hey, let's go actually hit this channel up, and hopefully a few people will. I don't do that often because it doesn't work if I do it all the time, but a little bit of the story might help. Life Between Worlds is up here. This is another channel I'm still getting to know. Thank you for the super chat, by the way, and thank you, Tim Mitchell, for the gifted memberships. Like I said, he's done that kind of thing countless times before. I certainly do appreciate the extra generous support. Absolutely unnecessary, but very much appreciated. We always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen, and then we'll get back to spinning the wheel. Life Between Worlds, I'm looking forward to getting to know, and they've got some information on their About section for us to see. This creator seems to be posting once a week, which is great. That's enough to make a channel grow. I talk about that all the time. I'm going to put the latest video on my catch-up list. That'll give me an opportunity to get another piece of content watched. One of the things I like about putting channels on the screen here in Superchat is that over time I get to know the content. Over weeks and months by hanging out in premieres and live streams, I get to know the content and the channel, and then I'm happy to get to know creators as well. So they have got here into 1,600, 3,300 views on a couple of these shorts, and some of them are still moving. We can tell because they're all out of order there, which is great to see. And then hopefully everybody will connect with Life Between Worlds. We'd love to push them towards the 200 subscribers we know that they're thinking about. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. It's Chocolate Drop. We're birth month buddies, apparently. Mine's first day of Capricorn. December 22, and yeah, forgive me for not remembering when yours is right this second. I do remember some. I don't do the worst job. I know all my family's birthdays, but I lose a lot of other ones. Vintage Style by Joe is up on the screen right now. This creator is doing vibrant, colorful work all over the place, all over their home. They have a knack for taking ordinary things and turning them into vibrant, colorful, homemade works of art. This creator actually got the jump on Christmas content a few months ago, and they started with autumn as well. What Joe often does on this channel is works with scraps, not always, but sometimes works with scraps of materials and fabrics to make these vibrant, colorful things I talk about. And they get into a lot of quilting. A quilt like this can take up to 500 pieces, if you can imagine. A pillow like what she's got in this video that I often like to talk about and show. I'll pause again like I tell everybody I always do. Right here you get an idea of what she's making. That can be 150 pieces, for instance. So a lot of work, but it's great to know that she's making these things out of scraps of materials and fabrics that otherwise might have been passed along. She's not always working with scraps, but often enough that she's known for that kind of thing. And then 2,800, 2,600 views on some of these shorts videos, which are still moving, and then live streams as well. I've been lucky enough to catch her many times for live streams. It's been a few weeks again, but you can see this is a dynamic creator. She does a great job of keeping up with the chat while she's showing the different things that she's making, and lots of Christmas content lately, which is great to see. Hopefully that'll roll over into next year as well, and she's likely going to ride the traffic on the way up while people are searching more and more for Christmas over the next little while. And then Rambling with the Brooms is in the house. We mentioned the idea that Scott will be coming from Ottawa down towards Toronto almost next month, January. And hopefully a few of us will be able to meet up. We got a few Canadian creators that have gotten together before. And then the more the merrier is always the idea there. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. And then Vintage Style by Joe. Actually, we're looking at this channel because Greenland Quilter Katie dropped a super chat so that we would look at her channel and Crafty Witch 232. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Tuberchat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. Greenland Quilter Katie's done this kind of thing many times before, and I really do appreciate the extra generous support. So Life Between Worlds channel, thank you again for a super chat. Greenland Quilter Katie, thank you again. Crafty Witch 232 obviously is a generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. I think we just looked at her channel too, didn't we? She's going to be live later today, so right after Tuber Chat, we'll go over there. And I've already, yeah, forgive me if I'm mistaken. I'm pretty sure we just looked at this actually moments ago. But thank you again, Greenland Quilter Katie, for that. Andy's been an incredibly supportive creator here also. So, it's nice to see creators supporting each other in that way. It's an incredibly generous thing to have done. Greenland Quilter Katie's done this kind of thing for many creators before. I certainly do appreciate the extra generous support. And then Orange Cone Vlog is in the house. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. They've got a special project that they want to promote right now called Helping Hands for Cruising. And I've been aware of this for many years. We got lots of friends that get involved in that. And I'll talk about it when we get the channel up. It'll probably be a little while because I'm going to do a break right now and everything else. But we will talk about it. Embarkation Nation will be, and all of our cruising and travel friends will be familiar with Helping Hands for Cruising, but it'll be a great opportunity to talk about what they're doing over there. Greenland Quilter Katie is another channel that's growing rapidly. They've passed their 9,000 subscribers. This creator came into the Superchat family just over a year ago. And when they came in, they were dropping a lot of videos that had to do with views around Greenland. These videos here giving us water-based views, mountains, glaciers, things we might expect. But this creator, on top of the quilting that we would expect, has a podcast going on. They've done shopping videos last year around this time. And then they've got a lot of live streaming as well, with lots of StreamYard panels, lots of guests. They're always laughing and having a good time. And they've got some remarkable membership emojis on their channel, I must say. And then this creator, I haven't caught you for a live stream in a few days, so hopefully I'll catch you again shortly. I've caught Greenland Quilter Katie many times before. Like I said, lots of friends on these panels. And then shorts on the channel as well. These have gotten now into 2,000, 2,300, 29, and 3,100 views and beyond, which is great to see. Greenland Quilter Katie's with us just about every stream. We're usually here every 3 days or so. Yes, my shameless self-promotion there. I did make some emojis for Greenland Quilter Katie. Which is always fun. Sometimes I forget which ones I've done. I haven't done a ton, but I've done a few for a few friends. And then when I go to their channel and I look, I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot I made that. But that's cool. There's lots of people in the Tuber Chat family willing to help each other with that kind of thing. Gig work is something that's really taken off over the last many years, but a lot of creators can be reached out to for favor trades, or if you want to find somebody you can pay to do that kind of thing. Fiverr's become a huge platform for that, and I've used people on Fiverr before, but I know we've got a lot of graphic designers here in the Tuber Chat family as well. Mac Movement is here. They're a member. I've got them on the wheel. I think I didn't say hello to Cove Action Travel, but I've got them on the wheel as well. I watched one of their videos earlier. And then oh, I know I'm missing a channel. Target Prime Rib just came in as well. Good to see you here. Keisha H, Stay Blessed, is in the house. I'm going to get them on the wheel as well. They happen to be a member. And we always put Super Chatters and membership gifters onto the wheel right away. So Greenland Quilter Katie, thank you again for the Super Chats. She's done those kinds of things many times before. I certainly do appreciate the extra generous support, and I know Crafty Witch 232 and Vintage Style by Joe will be happy for the extra exposure. And then Mariana Latrinia is coming up for the same reason right now. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days, and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. So Mariana Latrinia says they're going to bring us cooking, vlogs, and lifestyle, along with some more variety on this channel. And thank you for the super chat, by the way. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. Mariana Latrinia has done that plenty of times. This creator's working on 1,200 subscribers. We'd love to push them a little bit farther towards that milestone. And I see they've got a couple of new recipes coming up right now. I'm sure a lot of people will like some of these smoothie drinks that you're making. I haven't had smoothies in a long time. I got into them many years ago when I was, I did what we call going on a diet. It was actually keto based. I didn't realize it at the time. but they can be a great treat, something that can be filling, something that's fun to make, fun to eat. And shorts on this channel, look at this, I've gotten into 12,000 views, 15,000 on another one. There's a bit of variety and family togetherness I can see. And then live streams. Now hopefully I'll catch you for one of these. It's been a month already, but seems that they're going live at least once a week. So hopefully I'll catch that. And I see they got members only content as well, which means they're monetized with lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get to their channel. Thank you for the shares, by the way. Palazzo Place shared us out on X. I always appreciate that. And Rambling with the Brooms, yes, most people will have been with your channel for a bit longer than even their memberships will last, but I certainly do appreciate that. Yeah, Rambling with the Brooms closing in on 4 years worth of membership as well. I certainly do appreciate that. And I keep forgetting to mention our stream boss, by the way, but thank you one more time for Mariana Latrinia for the super chat again. Greenland Quilter Katie took over the stream boss position. Every super chat, membership, and highlighted milestone message knocks a little bit of life off of that video game life meter you see under the camera there. And the last person to knock it out many times before. Now, Curmudgeon Alaska came in and dropped a super chat as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a clip from their episode of our interview series. We heard from Be Amazing Sylvia earlier, and then we'll talk about their channel, and then we'll take a break for 3.5 minutes so we can grab a drink and do all the things we need to do. And then there you go, Rob. I am Betty J. Gathers just said the magic word as well. Let's see what Rob has to say about how to get over 10,000 subscribers on your YouTube channel. When we talk about your channel and what you bring on YouTube, you're very forthcoming, you and Sarah both, about the idea that you want to share your life with everybody, which you do. Now, from what we've known each other quite some time now, I think it's getting on a couple of years. Forgive me if it's not longer than that, Rob. But what I see is authenticity in your true willingness to share. My imagination tells me that the magic on your channel is that people who are thinking the way that you do find your content and it just clicks with them because they're like, yes, exactly. And that introduction video that you've got featured on the front page today is a perfect example. But I really want to know what you think, because I can have my impression looking through a screen at your content, but where do you think the magic comes in your channel?
We try to keep it as simple as possible. If you see some of our earlier videos, we had an intro, and we noticed we call it a hockey stick effect.
Okay.
Where the videos go like this and they flatline.
Yeah.
So we actually did away with any intros. I might talk for a couple seconds, but then it goes right into the video. And I think that's part of what's been helping, because I started right around the time that the channel really took off. And it seems to help a lot. Trying to add fluff, I don't want to do that. I want to see what's going on. You know, occasionally I might throw in a nice photo or a quick clip, but I don't focus. I want people to see exactly how we're doing it, how we're living, what we're doing it, and how we're doing it. Because if I add fluff, you know, to me it's kind of taken it away.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
To see, you know, the authenticity of what we're doing here, and not try to either over dramatize it or over simplify it.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing simple about being out here.
It doesn't seem like it, no.
And to dramatize it is just silly.
Yeah.
Because it's not real drama. I don't want nothing to do with it. You know, I want it to be real. I want it to be how Sarah and I are. And how you see us interact in our videos is how we interact together and off camera.
It seems that way. It really does. I think you both have you know, we use the word charisma. It's not quite the right word, but you know what I mean. And I think people can get your authenticity. When you talk about the idea of intros, that's a great tip. I know a lot of our friends won't like to hear it, but when you take the intros out of your videos or cut them very, very short, the videos might do better. I've had the same success myself. Everything doubled, tripled, and quadrupled the second I took them off. So let's look at the channel right now, and thank you, Rob, again for joining me for that conversation. Some of these episodes of the interview series are getting on a year old now, but the information and the things that these creators have to say about growing our YouTube channels certainly rings true even today. And I hope everybody will go and watch all of the full episodes when you have time. They're all from an hour to 2 hours long. Now, Curmudgeon, Alaska, you can see, I said 50,000 earlier, but they're actually getting close to 60,000 subscribers now. So it's got to be very exciting for Rob and Sarah. And I'm just going to grab the latest video because I see I'm behind. I'm going to put this in my catch-up list so I can catch up with their content a little bit. But we see that what they're doing is giving us a truly off-grid and remote homestead and Airbnb in Alaska. So remote, as a matter of fact. You see this video with the train on the thumbnail. Those often do very well for this channel. But I learned what a flag stop is from Rob and Sarah, and the idea that this train comes along and you better know where it's going to be and what time you got to be there, because there's no dock, there's no deck, there's no station, and hence why it's called a flag stop. So you got to get out there, and the weather better be on your side too, otherwise you're bringing a snowmobile or something else out there to get things. So hopefully everybody will connect with Curmudgeon, Alaska. Their content revolves around what they're doing with their off-grid homestead and Airbnb. And Rob's always building all kinds of stuff over there, so there's a lot of do-it-yourself kind of videos. And then we look at shorts on the channel, and these have moved into now 8,000, 10,000, one of them at 39,000 views, which is great to see. And then live streams on the channel. So Rob and Sarah are live frequently. I haven't caught you in as long as I can remember. I'm hoping I can catch you for another one of these. Being in Alaska, their time zone's way off of mine, so it's much earlier for them when I'm starting to think about ending my day and this and that. But hopefully I'll catch you for one of these. They managed to catch the Northern Lights not too long ago, which is great to see. And then Rob and Sarah are usually giving us a chance to get to know them and doing a lot of Q&A. But always a lot of gratitude from both of these creators for what's happened with their channel. And they've got lots of other YouTuber friends that are working on channels as well. So hopefully everybody will connect with Curmudgeon, Alaska. We'll push them towards that 60,000 subscribers we're talking about. If you want to know what happened with this channel, I refer to it as an explosion, because it was unexpected and the channel just took off with a particular video. But if you want to go channel's incredibly rapid organic growth, let's go for 3.5 minutes and we'll come back with Sherry Yurton, My Quilting World. All right, we're just about back and are supposed to be looking at another channel. I might be out of order here, so I'm hoping not. Oh yeah, Sherry Yurt in my pardon me, Sherry Yurt in my quilting world. I had ready to go. Here they are. This is another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter, and we've got quite a few channels that have come up lately for gifted memberships and super chats. We always put them up in order. Then we will get back to spinning the wheel as we always do, and I do occasionally take names from our chat list based on who's been most actively engaged in conversation, regardless of super chats and memberships and things like that. So we're going to look at Rushing Wind Mountain at some point as well. I just add them. And then Covaction is going to do a live stream tomorrow around this time. I clear out the wheel every once in a while, usually during those breaks, not every time, but often, for anybody that we haven't seen in about 20 minutes or half an hour. I know not everybody can be here for 3 hours, but just so that we can get to more channels we would not have otherwise seen. But members and moderators will always be re-added to the wheel as soon as I see them in the chat, if you happen to not be here for a few minutes, if that makes any sense. The Feral Grandma, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming. This influx of quilting channels, and I can't remember how long ago that was. It must be just over a year, because I talk about some of these channels. Like, I can't for the life of me remember how long Vintage Style by Joe has been with us, but it's got to be well over a year now, if I'm not mistaken. Forgive me if I'm mistaken about that. Greenland Quilter Katie, we talked about, who is just over a year with us. Mona Did What has been with us for a few years. Most of our quilting friends probably know her channel as well. And then, yeah, I do appreciate those thumbs up from everybody, so thanks for that. So Sherry Yurt in my quilting world is working on 700 subscribers right now. They're posting fairly frequently. I'm behind, but I see you've got a video from a few weeks ago. I'll put that into my catch-up list. That'll give me an opportunity to catch up a little bit. Sherry Yurt in my quilting world has got a lot of shorts on the channel, and some of these have done well. Look at these, 2,200, 3,200, 1,400. That's an impressive looking quilt that you've got going on here, and the thumbnail makes it for that one, obviously. When we get into live streams, we see that this creator has got a couple of them, and then it looks like they're doing dual live streams, vertical and horizontal. A lot of people are doing this with StreamYard now. There's other ways to do it, but StreamYard seems to make it really easy. I can't for the life of me remember the restriction. There used to be this restriction on doing 2 live streams on the same channel at the same time, and I thought it was 1,000 subscribers, but I must be mistaken, because Sherry Yurt in my quilting world has got almost 700 subscribers. They're on the way anyway. Now, hopefully I'll catch you for one of these. I see they've got a live stream set up for tomorrow, and it seems to be a series, right? Sew and Talk Tuesdays, and they're going to do a dual live stream again. So that'll be cool for anybody that wants to catch them on one particular format, whether it's vertical or horizontal. What a lot of creators are doing as well is putting a message on one of the live streams to say, for the best experience, catch me on the other stream, and then leaving a link. I saw that from one of our local Toronto friends today. My local Toronto friends. They're not in the Tuber Chat family, but that's okay. Follow the Bradley's Fun. Good to see you here. Corinne Pierce is one of our longest standing members. I think only behind Sam and Kristen Welton, actually. But she's also a beloved and dedicated moderator. So I've got her on the wheel right now. And then Rambling with the Broom, Scott did take over the stream boss position. We're going to be looking at his channel in a few more minutes. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. Sherry Ayrton, My Quilting World. Yeah, they'll be doing a dual live stream, which is cool to see. And thank you again for the super chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. Izzy Pop did the same thing. This creator we know and love for, I can't remember how long over a year it's been. Has it been 2 years already? It might have been, and forgive me if I'm mistaken. And then thank you, Relax with Mel. Good to see you in the house. I am going to put you on the wheel right now, though. And then when we look at Izzy Pop, I was talking about this channel earlier because they lost their main channel. So they've just hit 100 subscribers, which is great to see. But Izzy Pop is somebody who's been a over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter here in the Superchat family over all this time. 18 months, last milestone it seems to be. And then Izzy Pop has started another channel. I think if I'm right, they actually got this started right before they lost the other one, which is great. But they're starting to put content over here as well. They've always been known for these elaborate banners and avatars and thumbnails. I've talked about this many times, and they'll help us with the digital art we might think about when it comes to some of these elaborate creations. A lot of their videos feature 3D animations along with, like I said, these elaborate thumbnails and interesting music that they're creating as well. I was lucky to catch them for a live stream earlier today. They'll likely keep that up. They usually end up going live several times a week. So I hope everybody will connect with Izzy Pop. They've got another subscriber right now, so thank you for whoever connected with them right this moment. And just please remember, we're always watching a video in full, leaving a meaningful, genuine comment. The latest video from 2 days ago is perfect to connect with at just over 4 minutes. And then, of course, everybody's free to leave this chat, go to channels, do what you need to do, come back as often as you want. That's what we're supposed to be doing. But Izzy Pop has been a generous friend here, and I hope everybody will go and support right now. So Izzy Pop 3 is the handle for the channel. Of course, links are dropped every time somebody drops a gifted membership or a super chat, but I'll drop it one more time here so everybody can get over there easily. When I talk about the idea of a dual live stream, it means 2 live streams at the same time. StreamYard recently came out with a feature where people can do a horizontal and vertical stream at the same time, because we know not everybody likes either of them, or not everybody likes both of them. Right? So this gives you an opportunity to reach 2 different audiences almost on your channel, or at least give your audience the opportunity to watch your content in the way that they want to watch it, right? If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. And then rushing when Mountain's doing what I do, what Pete does, what a few other people do. I've got 2 monitors. I'm lucky enough to be able to do that, but I've always got 4 strips. When I'm not live streaming, I got 4 YouTube things running. It could be channels, it could be playlists, it could be live streams or premieres. And then, yeah, call vlogs. You'll have to look at StreamYard to see how that works. There's other ways to do it. It's very possible for anybody to do 2 live streams on a channel. They don't even have to be vertical or like one of each. You could do lots of different things, but it's a bit advanced for what we're talking about here. And then hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Here in Superchat, I may not do the vertical ones at all. I'm not sure. I could change my mind, but I haven't done them so far because on this particular channel, as ridiculous as it might sound, we're not trying to get as many subscribers as fast as we can as possible, that all think with generosity at the forefront of our minds and a willingness to give much more to others than we expect to receive. That is not everybody. That is not every channel owner. If you think about it, somebody might say, how has Superchat been on here? Well, this guy says he's got all this experience and everything else, but he's only got 6,000 subscribers for 5.5 years. That's because this channel is only for YouTube channel owners. We have a few other supporters, and I appreciate that as well. But the most value is going to come for creators of channels who think the way we do. Many people don't want to. They don't want to subscribe to other channels and everything else. They just want their own subscribers. They focus on their own channel. And if you've been in some of the live chats for some of the biggest channels that talk about this stuff, you'll see very quickly the creators don't necessarily care about each other at all. They care about their channels, and they're there for the same information. This is different. That's what makes this work the way it does. Outfish Ontario, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And then forgive me for the long speech there. Embarkation Nation is still in the house. Let me make sure you're still on the wheel. And then StreamYard recommends you do both. Yeah, for most creators, for 99% of channels, I'd recommend both. And for me personally, on my personal channel, I'll probably start doing that. I'm thinking about it on our copyright-free music channel as well. I'm thinking about doing, I don't know if I'm going to do it, so I probably shouldn't say, but I'm thinking about doing a 24-hour vertical live stream on the copyright-free music channel, and then doing the horizontal video game ones once in a while. So we'll see. I'm not sure. They're just ideas. One of the best things about YouTube is we could change our mind a million times. And then Orange Cone Vlog is a longtime friend, actually, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. I see you've changed up the channel, so I'm assuming that's intentional. They got 400 subscribers now, but they've got quite a few live streams here, up to about 6 months ago. Lots of friends, though, StreamYard panels, as we can see, and hopefully I'll catch you for another one of these. They wanted us to look at something specific, so I'm going to look for Helping Hands for Cruising, if I could spell. Helping Hands for Cruising. So here we go. This is a special channel, and a lot of our friends who do a lot of cruising are involved in this program. So forgive me for not being certain if I don't know who's the creator behind this specific channel, if this is like an official channel. But Helping Hands for Cruising is a program where what they do is, I believe it's a nonprofit that raises funds so that they can send people on cruises who might not otherwise have the opportunity ever. And I think that's a wonderful thing. I am very fortunate I was able to work on a cruise ship, even as a Canadian. I worked on an American cruise ship. I was on Celebrity for one summer in 1996. It was truly a life-changing experience. Part of what you see every day when we're here doing what we do, for those of you who enjoy, either the way I talk or the way I'm doing things here, some of it comes from that experience, and I believe that can be a life-changing experience for anybody. But I always, forever after, have recommended, if anybody has the opportunity to go on a cruise at some point in your life, then I would recommend it if possible. I know not everybody can. I haven't been on since. I hope to someday go on another one. But this is a special program that can help people who otherwise might not have had the chance to get on a cruise. And we've seen this in action for several years. So Orange Cone Vlog, thank you so much for the extra generous support, especially to give me the opportunity to talk about a great program, because we know we've got friends that have benefited from this. And there you go. Down Under Cruisers. So I didn't realize that, Embarkation Nation, but thank you for that. And yeah, the feral grandma. I can give everybody a little bit of a hint as well, so it's just an idea. But I've been seeing more vertical live streams lately. I have done a couple on my personal channel, and nothing of any major substance, nothing with like tons of views or anything like that, but I have seen the differences that can come on a lot of people's vertical live streams, where you do get a lot of trolling. Some of it's intentional, some of it's not. It's just maybe unsupervised younger people on YouTube onto subscriber only mode, you will find a lot less people coming into the chat because you get a lot less newer people coming in. And actually, Pete taught me something that I didn't realize the other day. I was making jokes about how everybody said hi when they come into the chat, and he let me know, no, that's a feature that's built in. So it shows you I'm not on mobile very much. Even when I watch vertical things, I'm usually on the computer watching them, so it's not quite the same. But just by turning that subscriber only mode on, cuts down on what I believe is about 99% of the, let's say, childish trolling that's not really in when you're not really being targeted. It's just that they would have done it to whoever's live stream they ended up in. Once in a while you get stalkers and stuff like that, but we all learned how to deal with that after a little while, and I promise you we've all been through a bit of it by the time you get to about 2,000 or 3,000 subscribers. But vertical live streams can bring in a ton of views, a ton of new subscribers. Somebody like myself personally, I've always been very tight with my chats and my channel. I do things that would probably make anybody say I was crazy, but it's because I want the right kind of subscribers. I'm not just after the numbers. I don't care. I would love to have a play button, but I'm not going to race to get it. I don't want the wrong people coming in that are never going to support, never watch the content, even though I really mix things up. So these are ideas, and nobody has to subscribe to the ideas I do. It's certainly not right. There's 50 million YouTube channels or more out there, which means 50 million different reasons why we do the things we do and why we've started them. So there's no right or wrong for anybody, and I certainly don't want to tell anybody what they should do with their channel. I don't even want to make it sound like I want to sway people towards that. All I would wish is maybe to help people avoid some of the mistakes that I've made or some of the trolling and trouble that I know is out there that can be avoided. Other than that, it's up to all of us to make the right decisions for our channels, and we can share our opinions with each other based on our experience to give each other the best chance of having a good time all the way along, if that makes any sense. Yeah, I wondered. I kept on doing said hi in other people's chats to try to make Pete laugh. And then I realized when he told me about this, I'm like, oh, he probably never laughed. He probably never knew what I was doing. He probably, because it's something that comes up automatically on vertical. I was so disappointed. And then, yeah, I might be handicapped traveler. I certainly might be. And then, yeah, so Chocolate Drop 84. That's understandably a part of it. But I find, like I said, that turning the subscriber only mode on without a time limit, just turning it on seems to help. So yeah, Pete was wondering. See, you're making me laugh over it now. Rambling with the Brooms is a fellow Canadian. I've had the pleasure of meeting up with this creator. They're closer to our nation's capital, so they're about 6 hours away from me, but we're expecting to meet up in January again, hopefully with Jason, hopefully with Rob, and maybe a few other creators as well. So Rambling with the Brooms is working on 4,300 subscribers, and I would consider this almost a homesteading type channel just because of the mix of indoor and outdoor content. Scott has built quite a reputation both as a supporter and a moderator in the homesteading community, and that's around the time he came into this channel. It was about 4 years ago, I think it was. He's a beloved and dedicated moderator and member here, and he happens to be our stream boss right this second. You can see that under my camera right there. Rambling with the Brooms is going to bring us a mix of indoor and outdoor content. He brings us into the kitchen. He brings us into his home. He takes us out traveling when he can and brings us around his property or on the road to meet up with other creators, which he's done time and time again. He's always been an advocate for helping other channels grow, especially when he finds creators with less than 100 subscribers. He's brought a lot of outdoor content, and that includes all 4 seasons and a lot of winter weather that's done well for him. 3,100, 4,900, 7,800 views on a couple of these snowy shorts videos there. And then live streams on the channel. So he brings us a couple of series, Procrastination Thursdays and Primetime Fridays. He's been doing a couple of live streams a week for as long as I can remember, sometimes with StreamYard panel guests, sometimes a chance to hang out with Scott for some Q&A and updates and fun conversation. So hopefully everybody will connect with Rambling with the Brooms. We'd love to push him a little bit farther towards the 4,300 subscribers we know he's thinking about. And then Jules Lorraine 9885, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. As long as everyone is still active, we should get around to saying hello to everyone. So it's time for me to spin the wheel. Let's see who's coming up. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. So I know we just seem to have done this a moment ago, but we're going to go for a 3.5 minute break. We'll come right back and look at Cove Action Travel. We're almost back. Be on in one more second here. And we're going to look at Covaction Travel. And what I do during those breaks is I often clear names off of the wheel for anybody we haven't seen in a little while. Let's say 20 minutes, half hour, something like that. And then I'll always re-add members and moderators as soon as we see them in the chat again. So I see the Stock Explorers in the house. I've got them on the wheel. Handicap Traveler still with us. I'm going to put them on right now. And then... did I have Rushing Wind Mountain? I think Ruby's probably still with us. Rushing Wind Mountain, let me know if you're still here. I think I went a little bit far there. And I'll try to step on it with channels now. We still got 40 minutes. It's plenty of time. We're going to go and see Crafty Witch 232 right after Tuber Chat. Michael's Adventures will have a premiere as well. There's quite a bit of content on Monday nights. And then Covaction Travel's a channel that I'm just getting to know. Chuck and Lori apparently are the creators here. I read that on their About section. There's more information about what they expect to bring for us here or intentions of the travel. They're working on 5,600 subscribers. And when we look at Covaction Travel, you're actually going to be impressed with the video quality here. They're doing a mix of gimbals and vlogging and drone footage, and it is vlogging in general, but they're doing a different mix of different camera work is what I mean to say. All sorts of different footage, and they really put a lot of work into their videos. I think they said they're going to do a live stream tomorrow as well. I've taken their latest video and put that in my catch-up list. That's that playlist I use with a fun name to just get or keep caught up with creators. And then they've got shorts on the channel that have done really well. 8,000, 12,000, 20,000 views on one of these, which is great to see. Live streams, there it is. Yes, so they'll be live tomorrow evening. Hopefully I'll catch that one. I've got the notification on. We always set notifications for everything we see, as well as having the notification bell on for every single channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other and making sure we catch as much content from each other as possible as well. So literally about 24 hours from now. And then hopefully I'll catch that one. Actually, I'm going to put Siri on the case here. Pardon me for a moment. I gotta change it. They put it to AM instead of PM. Pardon me. Rob's got something coming up too on the 29th, right? I put a notification in for that. My dear goodness, for all these years with iPhone, I am just not proficient with a lot of the features. You would think I would be. Covaction Travel, hopefully everybody will connect with, and Palazzo Place is coming up. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Tuber Chat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. And then Rambling with the Brooms. Yeah, forgive me if I meant to. I hope I don't do a terrible job of thanking everyone for their super chats. Rambling with the Brooms we looked at right away because he dropped a super chat earlier, but he also happens to be a member and a moderator here. Apparently it's the 24th of January, so later in January he's coming to Toronto, and we'll be expecting to meet up. The last time a bunch of us got together, we saw a few different channels, and it looks like we're going to have a couple more people with us, which is great. So we'll be looking forward to that. Embarkation Nation and Canadian Family Life are still on the wheel. The Source, I meant to re-add. Having trouble with my copy and paste today for no reason. It's likely me, not the computer, while I'm whining and complaining about it. Oh, there it is. The Source 479. I've got them. Pardon me. Palazzo Place is in Florida. They're going to bring us some really snappy weather. Things change over there pretty frequently. And then, Cruising on the High Season Travel is still there. Thank you. Yep, thank you, Cruising on the High Season Travel. Sometimes it takes me a minute to catch up with everybody, but I'm constantly looking back over. But thank you for mentioning it. If I do miss anybody, just give our moderators or myself a nudge with those thumbs up, and I'll make sure everybody who's needs to be on the wheel is on there. And we'll get to as many channels as we can in the next 35 minutes. Palazzo Place, like I said, is in Florida. They've got a furry friend they're going to bring with us in a lot of the videos, but you'll see that snappy weather I'm talking about here. And then some of the shorts on this channel have started to move. Look at this, a couple of them at 1,700, one at 2,700 views, plenty over 1,000, more than I thought, which is great to see. One at 4,200, look at that. Yeah, the shorts on this channel are doing really well. And this is Jen, and hopefully everybody will connect with them. Palazzo Place is here for just about every live stream, and she's probably responsible for us gaining dozens, if not hundreds of thumbs up because of her energetic reminders, and I appreciate all the positivity in the chat, of course, as well. Of course, I don't address everything that I see because I'm talking so much, but I do see a lot of the pleasant things and encouragement that everybody gives in the chat. And then yes, Palazzo Place. Hopefully everybody will connect with. I think it's time for me to spin the wheel again. Yes, let's get that done. And then Rambling with the Brooms is our stream boss there. When we look at I Am Betty J Gathers, we see another beloved and dedicated moderator here. I'll show you her channel and the different things she's doing. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. Yeah, I've been to Florida a couple times. Once, at least once when I was too young to really remember. I vaguely remember a couple of things, like a bad storm, not as bad as some of the storms get, but like a rainstorm. I vaguely remember being told not to drink the salt water from the ocean. Vaguely. And then I had quite a bit of family down there. Some of them have moved to Atlanta, actually, which I've been to as well. And then once I got to drive through Tampa, but that was literally, we had no time. We went to Tampa to pick something up and then took off right away again. But boy, is the nightlife wild down there on her channel. So that means she brings us into her life, into her home. She takes us out on the road as well. She is living her best life over 60. This creator is always encouraging, always inspiring. She has a lot of health is always on her mind, healthy eating, healthy living. Subjects like intermittent fasting come up frequently. And I Am Betty J Gathers is always smiling, always laughing, usually with other people as well. But you can see this as a dynamic creator just from the thumbnails alone here. But when I look at shorts on the channel, this creator's actually been known to put out over 365 shorts in a row. And she continues shorts pretty frequently right now. Some of these have done extremely well, 36,000, 40,000, 56,000. And you see what I mean? Most of the shorts on this channel feature the creator herself, and plenty of these have gotten over 8, 9, and 10,000 views. Then a lot of live streams, and she's had a lot of guests on her channel. I've been lucky enough to be a part of an interview series that she was challenged for by Crystal Sparkle, another dear friend of ours. And you get to meet a lot of creators. But I am Betty Journey. We talk at her working towards that, or at least she's monetized. So there's lots of ways to. Mac Movement wondering if we're using our America Online names. Yeah, if I'm reading that right, yeah, I was lucky enough to be there for the beginnings of those as well. My sister got America Online. She's a bit younger than me, and I got CompuServe when we had a family computer, and I went out and got a modem as soon as I knew that we could have the internet on that computer. It was interesting. We had a Mac, but it was on the... Yeah, I remember the horrifying days of, like, you get up and you turn the computer on, and then you go get a coffee, and then you come back to the computer and click something, and then you go and get your breakfast, and then you come back and the next page is ready to be clicked. And I loved it so much. I was so enthralled with the internet and what we could almost consider social media back then that I got CompuServe and AOL. I had to, like, beg my mother, please put both of these things on your credit card for me. But I was already working, so I'd have money for that. But I love that stuff. Once in a while, I go and look if MySpace is still running. Sure enough, it's there. That's gone through some change as well. But Jesse Journals and Unboxes is up on the screen right now. This creator brings out videos at least once a week, and sometimes she surprises us with an extra. I think she's got a pile of content, she was saying right now. But Jesse Journals and Unboxes over the years has unboxed just about all the different things that you can. Plenty of different stuff. Lately, she's been focusing on crafting supplies and a lot of Happy Mail and collaborations, actually. But she shows us the things that she makes with the things that she unboxes. And she can get into haul videos as well, and a lot of, like I said, Happy Mail and collaborations and things like that. This creator features a lot of what they find in their unboxing videos in the shorts on the channel. And so washi tape here, snacks, jewelry, has gotten into live streams as well. These are sporadic, so she does them once in a while, but Jesse Journals and Unboxes is a bit unique in this community because she has had her support for us increase over the last 5 years. She's been with us that long, as most of our moderators have, and she is a beloved and dedicated moderator here, and monetized as well. She has super chats, super stickers, and super thanks on her channel to support her with when we get there, and she premieres on schedule another video later in the week. So hopefully everybody will connect with Jesse Journals and Unboxes. And she's obviously another over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. And then, the Feral Grandma, MIRC, if that's even the right way to say that, for whatever reason, I was never on that. I don't even know if I had signed. I was very young, around 10 years old. I actually did some programming. One of my father's friends was so do different activities with me. I had one of them teach me tennis and table tennis, take me sailing. Another friend was with the computers and photography. And it was really interesting that life seemed a little bit different back then, where this kind of thing would happen. It would be regular that my father's friends would do things with either me or my sister or whatever. Really, really cool. We got to calling some of those people uncle and aunt, just because it feels like family, right? And I hadn't been in computers again for a long time after, until I believe I was almost 18, 19 years old. I may have mixed up my timelines in different speeches over the years, but I've come to realize, I think it was around that time. And then we got into the internet, and I missed a bit of a window there. And then again, a little while after, I hadn't been doing very much. But I was there for ICQ. learned a great lesson from the CEO of ICQ in an interview that I'd heard on a podcast, strategy for marketing and things like that. But it's interesting how some of these things we feel like they fade away, but they're still there. They're just more prominent in other areas of the world and things like that. I think ICQ might still be running. Handicapped Travelers up on the screen right now. This is Dan. They're a creator that has a lot of impact on a lot of people, and they're incredibly supportive. We all run into them regularly in other people's premieres and live streams. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like. And this channel's gone through some major change over the last year, but this creator is bringing us a lot of travel-based content, some cooking videos as well, but from a certain perspective. And you get that idea from the name of the channel and the information you're going to find on the About section. They've got a premiere coming up. That's going to be a little bit later next month, but they've also got live streams that happen monthly on the last Friday, usually of every month. This month, they're going to change things up and bring us one on Thanksgiving. So when we look here, we see their fourth annual Thanksgiving live stream. Handicapped Traveler, for the life of me, I can't remember how long they've been with us, but I feel like it's got to be 3 years or something like that. Forgive me if I'm mistaken. And then shorts on this channel as well feature a bit of variety, but they can bring us all 4 seasons. I like to mention that because a lot of the winter weather seems to do well for some creators. So 1,400, 2,700 views on a couple of these, which is great to see. And Handicapped Traveler has a second channel where they want to inspire us with spiritual content. Sir Dank for Jesus is a second channel, and you get an idea just from the thumbnails here of exactly what's happening. I'm just going to grab the latest video. I'm going to put this in my catch-up list, and that will give me a chance to stay caught up with this channel as well. And I'll spin the wheel. We'll get another channel. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out, of course. And then Drop the Coop Slots is a second channel from the creator we're just about to look at, which is Chocolate Drop. She's been a dear friend for a long time. We found out we're birthday month buddies as well. She's got a birthday coming up in December. And they've done a live stream. We'll see if they're going to bring some more. They've got some lottery ticket scratching that they've done there. Then when we look at It's Chocolate Drop, that's been an inside joke between us for a long time. And things that I talk about that's so heartwarming for me to see on YouTube is friendships that flourish between different creators, not just between each other. And you understand that people truly are becoming friends. And then, you know, you always care about your friends. And I've talked about this a lot today, but the idea that we want to see each other succeed, we want to help each other's content, we want to do for each other, knowing that we will get in return, right? That's the idea. So It's Chocolate Drop is going to bring us a lot of different content. They bring us into their home, actually. They've got a plantuary that they do a lot of cooking, especially in live streams, but we see that this creator is always smiling and laughing as well. A truly dynamic host on the channel. They've got, and here's the live streams I'm talking about. So it's been a couple of weeks, but we'll see if she's going to do another one very soon. What I've noticed is when she's cooking up the stream at the same time as well. So hopefully everybody will connect with It's Chocolate Drop. Like I said, this has been a long time friend, but she is now working. Hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. I don't remember saying hello to In the Middle of a Forest, Carnivore Jerry, but I've had them on the wheel for quite a while. So Yeah, forgive me if I missed that. I don't mean to miss saying hello to anyone. Obviously, I miss as much as anybody in the chat, sometimes a little bit more. But Carnivore Jerry's been a longtime friend. We got a lot of people who are running channels here in the Superchat family focused on healthy eating and healthy living. And Carnivore Jerry's been a longtime friend to a lot of the people that I'm referring to. When we look at what this creator's doing, obviously another dynamic host. I think I caught them for a live stream as well. They did a live stream earlier. I didn't catch it. Forgive me. They did one and I didn't get a chance to get in there, but hopefully I'll catch you for another one. They did one yesterday. Maybe that's what I'm thinking about. So they're live streaming frequently, as we can see. They're fairly sporadic, but we get a chance to get to know the creator. A lot of videos on the channel as well. They post fairly frequently. And then shorts over here have gotten into, wow, 17,000, 22,000. They've got one over 100,000 now, and it's their second because they got another one at 143,000. My dear goodness. Yeah, forgive me, Carnivore Jerry. I didn't remember saying hello, but I know you've been here a long time today, so thank you for that. And then hopefully everybody will connect with In the Middle of a Forest. We would love to push them towards the 1,700 subscribers. We know they're thinking about. Vintage Style by Joe, thank you for coming in. Face the Ace doesn't do live streaming much. A lot of us change our content during our YouTube journey as well. I just realized today, I looked at my personal channel. I haven't put a video up in a year. I can't believe it. I joke about not putting one up in a year, but I didn't realize it's actually been a year. And figure, well, I got to step on it. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Tuberchat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. Now, we know that Michael's Adventures has got a premiere coming up in another just over 15 minutes. For tonight, we're going to raid into Crafty Witch 232. She's going to be live at 8 o'clock Eastern. She decided to go a little bit early today so that we could raid in there, which is great. And yes, I do have to step on it. I've been overtime every stream for the last couple of weeks. I really do appreciate everybody's support, but boy, are we ever like strong and solid. And sometimes unexpectedly, because we move the streams around. We'll be back on Thursday again. Make sure we crash right into Just Jason Keto. We might be able to raid into his that day. Rushing Wind Mountain is Ruby, and this creator is bringing us almost along the lines of ASMR type content. What I'm talking about is pleasing audio, pleasing visuals to go along with that. And they come from the Pacific Northwest, bringing us a lot of nature and wildlife more than anything else. They've done a couple of these, several of these fireplace live streams. You know, those are going to be popular next month, especially when people are thinking about Christmas. So it's great to have gotten the jump on that, and they've done it before. Their videos can go anywhere from a minute to 12 hours long. Same with the live streams, never usually a minute, but you know what I mean. Shorts on this channel will feature some humorous moments, especially featuring the wildlife when you get through some of these at 11,000, 13,000, 16,000. One of them now has got 39,000, my dear goodness. And they'll be celebrating another big milestone very soon. Rushing Wind Mountain has been with us for probably 5 years, just about from the beginning. And then Huga Homestead also has been with us about that long. So thank you for coming in. And then Rushing Wind Mountain has got live streams. They've experimented both with the vertical and the horizontal live streams. They've had success with both. And again, their live streams can go for any amount of time, even up to hours long. So hopefully everybody will connect with them. We see they're working on 17,000 subscribers right now. We'd love to push them a little bit farther towards that milestone. And then we'll spin the wheel and we'll see who's up next. It looks like Canadian Family Life. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuberchat right now and could see this stream. pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days, and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. When we look at Canadian family life, I don't know why this video's not got the red line all the way across. Maybe I got a brand new video here. Now, Canadian Family Life is a family channel. The whole family actually gets involved. Her husband has his own channel. We'll look at that. He puts out videos a couple times a month. But when we look at what Canadian Family Life is doing, a lot of times they're bringing us cooking, baking, and food bank grocery hauls. And then they also give us a real look into their family and their life. They're selling to be able to meet. The family's always smiling and laughing together for a lot of activities. They've done vlogging on this channel. They've done a lot of product reviews. Those seem to be coming in more frequently now. And then they've done a lot of creativity between them, and then live streams. Feature Tiffany herself, but the family gets involved. They're usually hopping in there here and there. Canadian Family Life goes live occasionally, usually every month or two, but this is another creator who's so supportive to others that they can basically go live whenever they want. They'll have a flood of support in the chat in just over a year, and that's been a while ago, which is great to see. And the channel continues to grow now. They've got shorts that feature even more variety, but they've gotten into 2,900, 5,500, 5,600 views. And Chris's Creation Fun is her husband's channel. He's going to bring us do-it-yourself videos, including working on some solar equipment. He might do product reviews. He's got 3D printing on the channel. He works on grow lights for the container garden that's featured on Tiffany's channel all the time. But it's wonderful when we see family in real life truly supporting each other's YouTube journeys. The biggest complaint I've gotten on YouTube over the years is, why is it so hard to get our in real life friends and family members to support our YouTube channels when we can find people online willing to do it? So it's great to see the family togetherness here from Chris's Creation Fun and Canadian Family Life. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. And then we're looking at a channel that I'm still getting to know, which is Brainfire by Mac Movement. And I'm just going to look at their About section for a moment here, if it wants to come up. I know a few people have said our stream has buffered a couple of times. We're hoping it's going to hold itself together. But there's the About section here. And it looks like they're doing quite a few different things here. They say lo-fi sticker movies, original story, sci-fi, fantasy, satire, and multi-world lore, if I'm saying that correctly. They're working on 1,400 subscribers. I'm looking forward to getting to know their particular brand of content. So I'm going to take one of their videos and put it into my catch-up list right now. One of the things I like about putting channels on the screen here in Superchat is that over time I get to know the channels, and then over weeks and months by hanging out, watching premieres and live streams and content, I get to know that content a bit better. And then we see that this channel's got shorts getting into 1,400, 1,800 views, a lot of outdoor footage there, and then some live streams as well. So these seem to be a little bit of a mix, mostly outdoor content also. So hopefully everybody will connect with Brainfire by Mac Movement. I got notification bells on for every single channel. That'll give me the best chance of catching one of those live streams, and anybody can reach out anytime. I know you can't sit there and message every single person that you want to come into your live streams and premieres, but if you do find a moment, you can message me and I'm happy to hop in wherever I can, especially if you have a milestone or a celebration like an anniversary or a birthday or your monetization celebration, as a lot of us do. The Stock Explorer's coming up. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. And then the Stock Explorers up here. Nora was actually live earlier. This creator started their channel just over 5 years ago, I believe. They've been with us all this time, and as a beloved and dedicated moderator, actually, the Stock Explorer started by talking about the stock markets. They talk about a little bit of crypto as well. They actually make special community posts that share some of the alpha with their friends. My dear goodness, look at that rip. Yeah. When we look at what they're bringing here, it's a lot of members-only content, so I'm able to give you a bit of a sneak preview here. Content has really evolved over the years as well, where they started by giving us information about stocks, and they continue that today. It's interesting to go back and see what they've had to say about companies like Tesla and Nvidia that have just exploded. But as well, they brought some lottery ticket scratching onto the channel a couple of years ago. They've got a series now called Scratching with Strangers, where they literally meet people for the first time and scratch lottery tickets with them. And then the Stock Explorers got shorts on the channel, and this is where they feature pure variety. But some of these have done really well, 3,200, 4,700, and one that we know continues to get views is at 16,000 and climbing right now. Then they've got live streams, and like I said, Nora was on earlier today. They were doing some burpees and a bit of exercising and giving us a chance to catch up with them. Otherwise, they've often got StreamYard panels. It could be friendly conversation. It could be lottery ticket scratch battling, or it could be more talk about stocks, sometimes even with charts and graphs. They're going to grow themselves. They happen to be in Florida, so they got quite an extended growing season, if we want to call it that. And then they got shorts on the channel, and these have started to move, and they've locked in their 300 subscribers. We'd love to push them a little bit farther towards the 400. We know they're going to be thinking about fajitas and margaritas for Thanksgiving. Sounds like fun. Absolutely. I'm a big fan of knowing that people are doing exactly whatever they want, not necessarily having to follow tradition or what people might consider tradition and this and that. We've got a rule in our family that I started a while ago. My parents used to do everything all the time when it's to make whatever they want. We don't. It's not a vote. This is not a democracy. But all of us typically are happy with everything anyway. Cruising on the high seas and travel's freezing. That's not good. I'm only a couple hours away from him. I've actually been pretty cold today myself. Let's look at what our Embarkation Nation has got going on. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. Michael's going to be with family for Thanksgiving. I'm in Canada, so we had our Thanksgiving last month. But I'm lucky enough that my family gets together for all of our birthdays and things like that. Not a huge family, but we're always together for that stuff. Embarkation Nation is up on the screen right now. They say live each day like it's Embarkation Day. It's a wonderful tagline for a channel, inspiring, motivating. They mean treat each day content. And like I said, a few years ago, we had probably 3 years by now. We're very close. They're working on 1,600 subscribers. We'd love to push them a little bit farther towards that milestone. I know they've got shown into 13,000, and it looks like they're on every month or two. 100 subscribers. We'd love to push them a little bit farther towards that milestone. I don't know why on earth we're buffering right now, but it seems like we are a little bit. I've already got the live redirect set up, so we'll be going into Crafty Witch 232's channel. Andy will be on any moment now, actually, and we're going to look at Scratch and PPA. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Superchat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. And then Scratch and PPA is a beloved and dedicated moderator here. They've got next Tuesday's premiere ready to go. They usually And then when we look at Scratch and PPA, we see a creator, a fellow Canadian, actually, only a couple hours away from me, but he's working on 26 and started his channel with the Scratch Challenge series of videos that continues today, almost at its 5-year anniversary. He's put out videos before that, but perfect consistency on this channel every Tuesday at 12:15 Eastern. So we'll be looking forward to that tomorrow, right around lunchtime. I'm in the Eastern time zone, of course. Scratch and PPA is bringing us an interesting twist on lottery ticket scratching, very unique to his channel, where he pits 2 tickets against each other and offers us the opportunity, and a lot of fun to be a part of. Like I said, he posts with perfect consistency, so 99% of the time he premieres on Tuesdays at 12:15 Eastern. The Superchat family, faster than what we've got here, faster than most others that we see. It is very fast-paced, very high energy, and a lot of fun to be a part of. Seriously, this creator's about the giveaways that happen during his video series. His banner's updated every single week, and his video editing skills have been complimented ever since his very first production, long beyond 5 years ago now. Shorts on this channel are something that he brought a couple of years ago when he took a trip to Italy and brought us vlogging style shorts that give us a look at all the different areas he visited, including some Italian lottery tickets that we might not have otherwise seen. And I know a lot of people will be excited to know he's expanded the content, including his very first live stream a couple of years ago from that trip to Italy. I was lucky enough to be in the chat at the time. And as much as we might be hoping for more, like I said, a lot of people will be happy to know that Scratch and PPA has expanded that content. We'd love to push him, like I said, towards that 2,600 subscribers. We know he's monetized, lots of ways to support him, including super chats and memberships when we get to his channel. Hopefully you'll subscribe today and catch us for that premiere tomorrow. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. So as well, Rob, right now, January the 24th, Scott is coming from Ottawa, and we got together last year with Jason and Rochelle and Kristen and myself. Maybe Rob will be able to make it with us again. And then we'll get together and probably go for dinner somewhere in Toronto. Cruising on the high seas and travel, Rob, obviously another fellow Canadian. He's another couple hours away from me in another direction here. But I recognize a lot of what I see on his channel because lately, in between the cruising and travel content, he's bringing us reviews of a lot of the featured items or dishes that come from a lot of the popular restaurants and takeout food places that we see around our area. So like I said, I recognize most of this. Names like McDonald's and Wendy's and things like that, people recognize, of course, worldwide, Burger King and this and that, but some Canadian franchises and chains as well. Otherwise, like I said, travel content, he gets involved in lots of StreamYard panels with a lot of creators. We'll see those in a moment. And shorts on this channel, 1,200, 1,800, 2,400 views, and then live streams on the channel. So like I said, he's on with lots of people all the time. We've actually been on at least one panel together just a couple of months ago, but Rob is very much involved in the travel and cruising community. He's doing streaming all the time. You see all the different live streams he's got set up right now, and it's great to set those up in advance if you can. We set notifications for everything we see, premieres and live streams, as well as having the notification bell on for every channel. And then Juliet Edens is coming up right now. We'll see what Coach Juliet Edens has got going on. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling well in the chat. And if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description, you'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. The source. Yes, you win. Actually, I was going to say, are you going to say it or should I say it? We're saving the best for last today. Coach Julie at Edens, I was about to get upset for a second because I was like, how am I missing all your content? But no, she's put out tons of videos in the last 2 weeks. Look at this. I caught one from 10 days ago, and then she's put out like well over a dozen, 15 more videos in the last week and a half, which is great to see. 15 more videos in the last week and a half, which is great to see. Coach Julia Edens as a creator, I'm still getting to know, but obviously a dynamic creator and generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter here. So most of these videos are quite short, but I'm going to grab the 7-minute one. I'm going to put this into my catch-up list for today as another piece of content to watch. Coach Julia Edens as well has got shorts on the channel. These have gotten into 1,500, 1,900 views. One of them at 9,100, which is great to see. And then I was lucky enough to catch this creator for a live stream the other day. I appreciate the pleasant things you say about Superchat in this community, but it's great to... hopefully I'll catch you for another one of these soon. I see they've got another couple of live streams set up on the 29th, a few days from now. And it looks like, I'm not sure if you'll be outdoors for that or if it's a conversation. And we've got notification bells on for every single channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other and making sure we catch as much content from each other as possible as well. We'll spin just for fun, but I've already got the source on the screen. So thank you everybody for the time that you've been here. I know we've been buffering a bit. I appreciate everybody's patience. Forgive me for the channels that we did not get to. We get to as many as we can in a 3-hour period. We'll be back in 3 days again. On Thursday, we'll likely be able to raid into Just Jason Keto. He'll be live that night as well. For right now, Michael's Adventures has a premiere that's likely already running, and then we're going to go over with Crafty Witch 232 that is likely crocheting and creating right now. I'll be over there in a couple of minutes. And the source is up on the screen. This is another creator who's been a dear friend for a long time. By the way, I hope everybody will connect with our moderators here. I know I mentioned it earlier, but they really do so much for this channel. They've done so much for me and for us over these years. I wouldn't be able to do this the way it is if it wasn't for their help. They all allow and encourage everybody to connect the same way we do, and so does the source. This is somebody who's been with us for many months now and has sent over so many friends I probably wouldn't be able to count. They started that right away with the very first day, I believe, that they were in a Tuber Chat live stream. You're going to meet lots of friends over here. The source brings variety in their videos. They could be doing just about anything at all. A lot of outdoor content, chances for us to get to know them, clips from live streams that they do with panels full of friends, and then they put a lot of focus on other channels. They've got an interview series here. There's Red's Room. They rated into us today. I appreciated that. And they've got Slim Jim Longfoot, who's been a longtime friend here as well, coming up. That's on the 29th as well. 29th is a big day for content, it looks like. This creator's got an incredible support wheel live stream, similar to what we're talking about here, where you're encouraged and allowed to connect with other creators in a very similar way. And then sometimes they do live streams outdoors. They're lucky enough to be by the beach a lot of the time. But another enthusiastic but truly dynamic creator. They just did a shout out video for Pete the other day. We're all happy to see that, I'm sure. And this creator's done pretty well with shorts, getting into over 1,000 views, 1,200, 1,500 on one of these, and they continue to grow. So I'm hoping we can push them a little bit farther towards the 2,800 subscribers we know they're thinking about right now. Thanks everyone for the time that you spent today. I'll leave this running for a few minutes so everybody can clean up their connections, and then I'll see you with Michael's Adventures and Crafty Witch 232. Thanks everyone. Bye.
Day by day, creating your content, trying to find your way. You're dreaming big, but it's hard to stand. You need a crew who understands the plan. From your first 1,000 subs to the watch time grind, there's a place where creators come to shine. Join the wave, the movement, the vibe. With Tuber Chat, it's your time to thrive.
Are you a small YouTuber looking to connect? Tuber Chat's got your back, come get respect. Grow your channel, get your content seen, with loyalty, badges, and perks so clean. Custom emojis, link drops to get featured and join the crew. Tuber Chat is where you belong. Together we rise, together we're strong.
The first 4,000 hours to the rising stars. Tuber Chat takes you far beyond the bars. No more struggling on your own. With the fam around, you're never alone. Exclusive perks for those who believe in the power of connection and what you can achieve. Your channel's your vision, we're here to help it grow. Join Tuber Chat, get in the flow.
Are you a small YouTuber looking to connect? Tuber Chat's got your back, come get respect. Grow your channel, get your content seen, with loyalty, badges, and perks so clean. Custom emojis, link drops to get featured and join the crew. Tuber Chat is where you belong. Together we rise, together we're strong.
You've got the passion, you've got the drive. With Tuber Chat, your channel will thrive. So hit subscribe, join the team. Let's build each other up, live the dream.
Are you a small YouTuber looking to connect? Tuber Chat's got your back, come get respect. Grow your channel, get your content seen, with loyalty, badges, and perks so clean. Custom emojis, link drops to get featured and join the crew. Tuber Chat is where you belong. Together we rise, together we're strong.
So join the ride, it's time to shine. With Tuber Chat, success you'll find. Let's grow together, it's what we do. The future's bright when we rise with you.